What is up, savages? Sports Keg, KegCast number 28, man. It's going well so far. We're having fun doing it. And it's going to be a week of madness. It's going to be a bunch of consecutive weeks of madness, man. Looking forward to it. More NIT action tonight. The tournament gets underway tomorrow. Can't wait for that. And the rest of the sports world is pretty much irrelevant for the next month. Who cares about the NBA or hockey? It's all about college basketball right now. So there's at least one game tipped. North Dakota State, NC Central. North Dakota State up 8 right now. There's Pelicans and the Magic are just about to get underway. And NIT action, Georgetown and Harvard at it. Harvard's up 7 early. Alabama's up 3 on Norfolk State. I don't know if Amp at Harvard, but or Georgetown, I'm sorry. But last night he was thinking about it. He'll be with us soon. One or two guys from the Keg might come on with us at some point tonight. And that's it. Let's get it going. Let's see what games we got. West Virginia is just about to tip. Toledo's up 6-4 on Xavier. Stony Brook and South Florida just started. Stony Brook up 3. Coastal Carolina and Howard. Longwood and I think Southern Miss. Brown UAB. Bunch of games just started. I bet nothing tonight, actually, pre-game. I didn't really like anything. I thought it was a live betting type of night, so I'll be doing that. 9 o'clock games, TCU and Sam Houston State, Nebraska Butler, and then the big one, Arizona State and St. John's to get into the tournament. You guys know I'm a huge St. John's fan. I will be watching that game for sure. Seattle Presbyterian. And the late game is Loyola and the Lancers. NBA lines tonight. Boston and Philly are should be tipping soon. Philly is a 2-point favorite over the Celtics. I think Cleveland and Milwaukee go tonight. The line is 10. The Knicks and the Jazz, the line is 12. Knicks catching 12 at home. 8 o'clock games in the NBA. Houston and Memphis. Houston -5 on the road. Washington and the Bulls. Washington -2 on the road. The Spurs laying 5.5 at home against the Heat. And then OKC and Toronto and Dallas and Portland. I know 2 games are on ESPN tonight in the NBA. So the play that Twatty gave out, that MLB total cashed last night between Oakland and Seattle in the 3rd inning. So picked up 100 there, tailing Twatty. Thank you for that, Twatty. Welcome in, guys. Dale, Chris, Steve, Eric. Yeah, I didn't bet anything at all pre-game. I just wasn't really feeling anything today like I was last night. I bet 5 games before the game started. Tonight, I don't like anything. So, North Dakota State or NC Central is going to the dance. One of them. Who's it going to be? What's the game on True TV again? Yeah. I lean North Dakota State. I thought 6 was probably too many, though. Are we betting Butler? Oh, Ant hates Nebraska. Like the state university. He can't stand them. He hopes Butler destroys them. So if we're going against Ant, we actually have to take Nebraska today. But I only go against them when it's when we're talking about Creighton. Other than that, him and I are basically on the same page. So I would like to see Harvard beat Georgetown just so he stops ragging on the Ivy League because the Ivy League's underrated. Harvard and Yale were good teams this year. What's going on in hockey? Maple Leafs and the Sabres just dropped the puck there, scoreless with a minute gone by in the first period. Um, 5:00 in the morning, we got another MLB regular season game. Totals 9. The A's are minus 120. I have no idea who won the game. I fell asleep, actually. Woke up in the third inning. I saw that the score was 5-4. We won the bet, and I went back to sleep. I got to stay up, though, tonight because I'll be on the Fantasy Sports Network tomorrow at like 20 after 7. So I have to stay up. Plus, I have to write an article for the UFC tonight for Odds Markets. Got to be in tomorrow afternoon. So I won't be on here till 1:00 in the morning tonight. Probably till the end of the St. John's game. Seattle won 9-7, huh? 16 runs. It's not bad. I literally woke up like as the 9th run was crossing the plate. And I was like, oh, good, I'm going right back to bed. That's exactly what I did. So we start the year with an MLB winner, huh? I was a black cloud of death, man. Absolute black cloud of death when it came to the MLB last year. Like the way the last week and a half has gone for me in college basketball. Couldn't pick a winner. I couldn't even tail a winner. I couldn't even tail somebody that was up 30 units and win. That's how bad it was for me. Milwaukee should destroy Cleveland tonight. Unless Giannis. Is Giannis playing tonight? The Magic get out early 12-2. North Dakota State up 5. See what the halftime line is there. Grand Canyon's got a shot against West Virginia. I stayed away, though, just because how strong West Virginia's been down the stretch. They looked really good the last month of the season, finally. They got over all those injuries, all the suspensions, started playing really well, took out my favorite Big 12 team this year that took out Texas Tech in the tournament, which was a joke. No Giannis tonight. There you go. That's why that line's only 8.5. I don't know where Larson is. see if I can get anybody on the show until he gets here. So I love tomorrow. My favorite game tomorrow in the tournament's the first game. Louisville. I got a big money line bet on Louisville to beat Minnesota. I don't think Minnesota should even be in the tournament. Corey, I didn't post the number last night because I wanted to be accurate with how many units that we picked up last night, and you never answered me back about the games that you were talking about. So that's why when I put it out today, I still said we were up 56.76 units because I try to be accurate to the 100th of a decimal point. But I didn't know what games you were talking about last night, so I just left it alone and figured I would talk to you tonight. Yeah, you know, he's in the bathtub with music. He's got music in the background. He's got a cigar lit. He dipped it in whiskey. Oh, so you're saying don't count those 2 money line bets as losses because he didn't give them out on the show. I got you. Okay. So I'll just figure out later on tonight. I'll just add the 2 days together. So Ant's here. Ant, everybody saw you, Warren, at the start of the show. They just figured you were in the bathtub. Bubbles lit, with the candles lit, bubbles in the bathtub, music playing, with the cigar, the whiskey, getting a hand job. That's what that's what we all figured. Can you hear me? Ant. Can you hear me? I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing right now. Can you hear me? Ant? Can you hear me? Hello? Everybody else can hear me, right? Yeah. So Norfolk State, Alabama's tied at 16. Georgia's up 2 against Harvard.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Larson?
So Norfolk State, Alabama's tied at 16.
Central Michigan is up. Central Michigan and DePaul start at 8 o'clock. Grambling State, UT Rio Grande Valley, 8. Texas Southern and New Orleans starts at 8. Butler, Nebraska at 9. Sam Houston State, TCU at 9. Presbyterian, Seattle at 10. Loyola Marymount, Cal Baptist at 10. So those are the NIT CBI games. And Ant's gone. He was here for a minute. He must be having issues. This North Dakota State NC Central game is a good game. It's a 2-point game right now. I gotta take my meds. Did you guys bet? Did you guys bet the North Dakota State game? Anybody on them or NC Central? Best and appearance ever. Yeah, we didn't hear him. I can't argue there. I can't argue. Ant's going to love that suit. Ant's going to love that NC Central coach's suit, man. Ant, can you hear me, bro? Because I still hear you in the background. Brett's on North Dakota State -5. Yeah, I lean that way, Brett. I just figured we'd be able to get a better number in the game because I thought it would be a close game. I thought it would be probably be a back and forth game. So probably would be able to get a better number than I saw 5.5. You got it at 5. That's a good number. Corey's trying to live bet on. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, Corey. Exactly what I was thinking. What's up, Sean? We're not really on anything yet, man. Well, I'm on St. John's. Sorry. I'm on St. John's. As far as the tournament, I'm going to try to look to get the best number on North Dakota State. Ant might have bet. I'm not sure if he bet North Dakota State -5.5. He might have. As far as the NCAA tournament, that's it. As far as the other tournaments, I know Ant bet a couple NIT games. I didn't bet any NIT games today. Not like yesterday. But I think, wow, that San Jose, when we were talking about the San Jose State line last night, we were talking about taking a shot with San Jose State. That line was 13.5. It's 12 now. All the dogs are getting pounded in every tournament. That Nebraska Butler line, though, I think stayed the same. I lean Texas Southern, too. But I can't believe how many, how far some of these NCAA tournaments, how far the line has dropped on all these dogs.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. Can you hear me? Everybody else can hear me.
Yeah, I can't hear you at all. I got to go to the YouTube and pull it up on YouTube and unmute the YouTube channel in order to hear you. I can't hear you on the Hangout call.
Do you want me?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I have to go to the YouTube channel in order to hear you. I can't hear you on the Hangout.
Well, let me try to send you another invite. Back out, Ant. Back out, and I'll send you another invite. Let's see if we get that fixed. Did I not say Sam Houston State? I meant Sam Houston State. Yeah, I can't find it in my heart to bet. I don't like Arizona State anyway. I don't really think they have anything besides Remy Martin. And I don't think they deserve to be in the tournament. But I couldn't find it in my heart to back a team against St. John's in this tournament. I just couldn't do it. But I think they're going to win the game. But I thought Temple was going to win the game too. So, Ann, can you hear us now? Can you hear us now? We never have this issue. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm going to see if he can't hear me. Then I'm going to I'm just going to start another YouTube stream and see if that works. And you guys could just give me 10 minutes and then come back. I don't know what the deal is, though, because we never have a problem ever. He needs to try and restart his computer or something. I like Utah State, too. I'm probably going to bet Utah State. They're underrated. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Washington was the best team in the Pac-12 this year, right? But is Washington better than Nevada? Utah State beat Nevada. They don't match up that different. Utah State against Washington, or Nevada. A lot of the things that Washington does well, Nevada does well. Oh, thanks. Thank you, E. Walps. Appreciate that, man. We're happy to have you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, good. What happened? What is it, the computer?
Yeah, I think it's the computer.
Can we just talk about what the fuck you have on your waist?
I don't know.
Are those pants?
Huh?
What are you wearing with what kind of print is that? Like what do you call that exactly?
It's hold on. They're pajama pants, dude.
Oh, they're pajama pants?
Yeah.
Yeah, but are they like, like normal pajama pants, like with the crisscrosses and shit? Like
No,
the squares?
It's Deadpool.
Oh, okay. I thought you had like paisley pants on. I couldn't make out the pattern.
It's a Deadpool pattern. It's like Deadpool.
I mean, the way you were talking about baths and fucking hand jobs and bubbles. I mean, I don't know about you, bro. I mean, I do know about you. I know all about you, but I still don't know about you.
Okay. What's going on with Harvard and Georgetown here?
Well, that's the only game I hope you lose tonight, because I don't appreciate your Ivy League bias. I don't like it.
I'm trying to figure out what stadium Georgetown's playing in. That's not their stadium. That looks like a high school gym.
Yeah.
Like for the women's team plays or something?
The guys were asking me about like, are we gonna bet Butler just to like zing Ant? And I'm like, no, he hopes Nebraska loses by 100 points tonight. I said the only team we do that with is Creighton. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't like your Ivy League bias. So I kind of hope you lose the fucking Harvard bet, but I hope you win every other bet.
Yeah, the over in the North Dakota State game's looking like it's on track.
Oh, that's right. You bet that. I knew you bet something on that game. You didn't touch the spread, though, right?
No. I mean, I lean North Dakota State, but not enough to bet it.
Yeah, I think that's a winner. I think that's a good call, bro. That 133. That's really low.
It actually got bet down. I got pissed off. I bet at 133, tweeted it out, and then, like, bang. The under got fucking hammered. I guess the entire betting market saw my tweet and faded me. The under got hammered. It closed at 130.
The in-game
way on track.
The in-game total right now is 148.
Yeah, it's 40-34 at halftime.
Yeah, so I think that's a good call.
Here, I'll pull up.
At what point? At what point are you going to go for a middle? That's like 15 points right there.
If it gets up to 150, I'll definitely have to look at it. The problem is sometimes I go for the middles and then I wind up buying off the winner, so that kind of irritates me on occasion. But I don't know, if it gets into the 150s, I'll have to take a shot on, like a half unit shot on the under, because if it gets into the 150s, I doubt it actually goes over, because they won't foul at the end, so a live under there would be a good opportunity.
It's really hard to bet a Summit League total under 133. I mean, it's not a complete, but one Summit League team is playing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I am on not on Harvard. I am on Georgetown here, but I don't get what stadium they're playing in.
What line did you get?
I got it at 5.5.
Okay.
I bet it last night, I think.
What else you got?
I got UAB. I got the Butler, Nebraska under, and I got St. John.
I didn't bet any NIT or CBI or CIT. I don't know if it's yet. I don't know if these are just all NIT games, but I didn't like any line pre-game. The only thing I bet was St. John's, and I was just going to live bet the rest of the night. So what would you have placed the odds at pre-first MLB bet that I would have cashed that ticket last night?
Wow, it won both. That was pretty cool.
I know. I just considered it lost money because I don't win games when I bet them in baseball.
Dude, that over cashed in like the fourth inning.
I fell asleep and woke up as the ninth run was crossing the plate, and then went right back to bed. Yeah, I went right back to bed once I saw it was a winner.
I tried to stay up to watch the game. I was watching Castlevania season 2 on Netflix, waiting for that to get over with until the game started. But I fell
Yeah,
asleep at like 3:30. I tapped out at like 3:30.
yeah.
So I
I
woke.
fell
So
asleep
I
too.
woke up and saw I won money.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to. I woke up, saw that I was going to win 100, and then went right back to bed. Tonight though, we're not going to fucking stay on till 1 o'clock. I have to write the article for Odds Market. It has to be in tomorrow morning, and I have to go on with Joe at 7. I'm going to stay up though, or else I'll never make it. I'll sleep right through that radio spot. I'm going to stay up, but it normally takes me like 4 hours to write an article. Got to watch all the
Really?
fights for whatever I'm going to write about. So
Is it a garbage card?
beyond Wichita, Kansas, bad. It's the
Oh,
worst
really?
card. It's the worst card since you and I have been doing this show by a mile.
Is there any betting? Any good spots to
I
bet,
mean,
or is it
yeah,
really just?
yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll scrap a few units out, but it's not going to be entertaining. I'll tell you that. The main event is going to be entertaining, but like normally you'll catch like one fight on the prelim card and like 3 fights on the main card where you're actually excited to watch the fight. You're like, oh, that's going to be a good fight. I see one fight out of 12 that's going to be fun to watch. So thank God we got the tournament going on all day.
Yeah, I'm like so mad. Is it still worth taking Sam Houston State at least on the first half line? Because I was thinking last night. Remember, I'm like, hey, maybe Sam Houston State plus 13.5. Apparently, the
Yeah,
whole
it's
world's on
12.
Sam Houston's. Yeah,
I know the whole
yeah,
world
it's
is on
12.
every dog in all these tournaments.
I know. I was looking at
It's
lines.
unbelievable
Yeah, I was looking at lines a couple hours ago, and I'm like, are they seriously going to force me to bet like 5 games I had no intention of betting?
because because you think the line moved too much, right?
I mean, you got Kansas at 6 now. You got Marquette's all the way down to 3. Like, I think that opened at 4.5, 5. I'm like, I had no interest in Marquette laying 4.5 or 5, but at 3, holy tits. And then you had the I don't know who the hell thinks Vermont matches up against Florida State, but apparently that line's been pushed down too. And I'm on a. I mean, I was tempted to take Florida State when it was at 10.5, and now it's all the way down to 9. Give me a break.
That Northeastern line got smashed. It was like 8.5 or 9 as soon as the odds were released, and it's down to 6 already.
Exactly.
But that Louisville total hasn't moved in 2 days, and I think it's the softest spot in the first round. I don't understand.
Yeah, like Louisville got moved down to 7. LSU moved down to 7. It opened at 7.5. I liked it at 7.5. So if it got smashed down to 7, maybe it'll get down to.
I still have
maybe
it
I
at
can
seven
smash
and a half.
LSU at 6.5. I'm looking at a 7 though.
Auburn, I think.
Oh, Florida State's all the way down to 8.5. Who the fuck is handicapping this game to where Vermont has a shot against Florida State?
I mean, 10.5. I probably would have looked at Vermont, not at 8.5.
Yeah, we got Michigan State Bradley. There's no reason to bet that game. Nova's all the way down to 4 now. So Michigan's down to 15. They opened at like 16.5.
Yeah, I sent it out at 16 plus 16.
Syracuse is down to 1.5. I saw they were at 2. I'm looking at all these lines now. Man, Kansas State's still holding firm at 4.5. Tech is down to 4 or 3.5. I'm definitely taking Kansas State.
You have better lines than I do, though, because every line that you're saying, I have like an extra hook. Like,
well, that's because they want
Marquette,
to buy the hook.
Like Marquette is 3.5. I have Yale as 7.5 still.
Hey, I know this is a low total, but do we get 126 points out of this St. Louis Virginia Tech game?
Probably not. that Virginia Tech defense should put the clamp on St. Louis.
Man, Georgetown's pissing me off here.
Kansas State line down to 4.5, man. That's like no respect.
I know, right? I think that's kind of silly. I wouldn't bet it. I would not.
I would have taken, like, I think the line was 6.5, and if it would have been 7, I think I would have taken a shot with UC Irvine. But if that line is at 4.5 or 4, I mean, I have to bet Kansas State there on general principle. They won the Big 12 regular season title. How do you not take a look at them in a Big 12 that was as good this year as it at any point it's been in the last decade? Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Even though even though it was a down year for Kansas, it was a great year for Iowa State, Kansas State, Texas Tech. There were 4 teams that could have legitimately won the Big 12 all year long.
The North Dakota State game's at halftime.
That North Carolina game is even down. People are taking Iona.
Because they're stupid. If you want to bet a second half total, I don't hate the over 71.5 on the second half in this North Dakota State game.
Which would mean 71.5 and 74. So they're saying it's like 145.5, which is actually 2 points better than the in-game total right now, which is 147.5. I would hate to bet it and it lose by like 1 or 2 points, knowing that I could have had the over at 133.
You could have the over at 130. It closed like, I seriously got way the worst of that over. Like right after I bet it, within 2 hours, it got steamed all the way down like 3 points. That was kind of freaking annoying.
And there's cigarettes in the bag too.
Trigger Man's on the Wizards. I'm on the Wizards too.
You were on the Wizards anyway?
Yeah, I mean, how do you not bet against the Bulls at a short number like that?
I just hate the NBA. I don't even look at the NBA lines, man. Unless I would never look at the NBA lines if it wasn't for the fact that we did the show.
Really?
Yeah. I think the league is a disgrace. I mean, we're gonna have no choice, like come playoff time, to spend some time on it. Same thing with hockey, the NHL playoffs. I like the Stanley Cup playoffs, though. I'm a big fan of that.
Corey's right. We're following Ski Profit. He was on. He tweeted that Wizards play out.
And what was the game started already?
No, it starts at 7. 7:05, something like that. You got like 20 minutes. Dude, you're fading the Bulls at under 2 possessions. Like, why would you not bet that?
What was the line that you guys had? 3.5. It's at 4 now.
I took it at 4.
You did take it at 4?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like if 3.5 wins, I lose at 4. I mean, there's a possibility I can push at 3.5 wins, but.
All right, I'm going to make that my first play on the show then. There it is. I'll take it for a half. I'm going to bet it for a half unit.
Oh, are you kidding me? I dropping on a play. I tailed full units. You lose money if you you leave money on the table if you only tail for half units.
Well, then I'm going to leave a half unit. I'll be happy to leave a half unit on the table if I have an extra half unit in my bank account.
I guess. So, is your wife sneezing?
Yeah.
Bless you, Jay's wife.
She's not in the room, but if I see her later, I'll tell her.
I heard her. How the hell? She's a loud sneezer then. God, why is Georgetown not dickbagging Harvard here? That's a disrespect.
I don't know why. I could tell you why. Because the best or second best team in the Ivy League is as good as a lower tier Big East team. That's why. Especially in a down Big East.
Blah, 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 blah. What? Are you still talking? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you wanted to know why. I told you.
Just being a dick. No, yeah, you're probably, in theory, you could possibly be correct in an alternate universe.
Eric is going to join us tonight, so that's cool.
Yeah, goddamn Georgetown, you fucking cunts. Oh, well. So, this Louisville game, you really think they demolish in every sense of the mash of the way Minnesota?
Absolutely every sense.
You just don't like the Big Ten at all, do you?
I think that Louisville is a really, really good team, man. Really good. I understand that they had that 25-point lead on Duke and they shit the bed. And to be honest, probably the next 3 games after they played Duke, they were beside themselves and they probably weren't playing that good. But I think they got back on track at the end of the year. I think that they're going to beat them by like 20. I think they're going to really because Minnesota's not good. Minnesota would never be in a situation where they were up 25 on Duke. They would never be in a situation where they were up 1 on Duke.
Yeah, I can understand that. You don't like anything tonight, though?
I thought about the only game I really thought about betting was the Sam Houston State game. And when I was on here and I looked at the line, I was like, oh shit. It went from 13.5 to 12. So I'll try to bet a couple games live. I think we'll be in a position to get Sam Houston State probably at like plus 15, somewhere around there. You know what I mean? So I'll hop on that. Wow, look at what Stony Brook. Thank God. Remember I said I had a lean to South Florida? They're down 23 to Stony Brook.
That's crazy.
I thought Xavier would probably beat Toledo, but I thought it was too many points.
What about this? We're at halftime. Wichita State +3, Furman -3. Wichita State's up 35-31. I mean, is Furman? I see they're 24-6, but I mean,
they were really good this year. They were really good, Furman. But I mean, so +3.5. So what are they saying? They win the game by 1?
No, they're +3 on the second half. So
up 4.
They win the game.
Yeah,
and they're up 4. So if they win the game by 1, you push that bet. I think. Do
you remember what the pregame line was?
No, you'd have to look that up.
Yeah, let me look.
Normally, I look that stuff up on my phone, but right now I'm using my phone to do this.
I love Wichita's coach, Gary Patterson. I just think he's had it down. He's got a down team. It's not like a normal Wichita State team, but.
Yeah, but they're still good enough to be in the NIT, and they're still
but you know what? Pre-game, if you would have asked me who would have won this game before the game started, I would have said Furman, but I wasn't going to lay
Really?
4.5. Yeah. They were minus 4.5. They closed at -4. I thought that was a little ridiculous, but I thought Furman would win the game. So, I mean, at +3, they're still saying Wichita wins the game. I don't know if I agree with that.
Well, Georgetown closes it out 36-35, so I just need them to jail sex Harvard in the second half like they should.
You got a good line on that because according to Action, it closed at 6.
Yeah, I saw that. You know what's funny? It's like almost everything that we talked about yesterday, I beat the line on. For example, I took UAB at +2. It's like all the way down to 1 now. I saw. I didn't beat the line move on St. John's. Apparently, people like Arizona State, so
Yeah, me either. But I took them +115 or +120 on the money line.
Yeah.
I don't know
I'm
what
not
it
going
is.
to live bet for a middle on this UNC game. It is like, let me see what the live total is now on this UNC Central North Dakota State game.
143.5.
Yeah, that's still only 10 points.
Yeah, it's gone down 5 points.
I mean, they're at 82.
They need to really shit the bed for you to not win, though.
I mean, I've seen that happen, so don't say that. But
oh yeah, but 15-point line move in a live total in one half is a lot.
Yeah, it is. Alabama, Norfolk State. Problem here is Alabama was favored by like 15.5, and they have a 7-point lead at halftime. So literally the second half line is just identical to what the full game closing line would have been. So I don't really see an advantage in taking that now. Let me look at some other games here.
I might. What's the live money line? Oh, 4,600. Fuck out of here.
Xavier -4.5 against Toledo on the second half. Didn't Xavier close at like 6 or 7?
Twatty's here. Twatty, thanks for that winner, bro. I thought I doomed your bet because I just lose. Even when I tail somebody that's up 30 units on the year, I lose. So I thought I just mushed everybody last night that took that MLB game. And I woke up to a pleasant surprise in my bank account. So thank you, my good man.
Well, that over hit in like the 4th inning. That's always fun. Like when you bet a baseball game and the over. Well, that's the great thing about baseball, the way the scoring works, is like you can literally hit overs for the full game after like the 2nd inning. You know what I mean? It's like amazing how that could happen sometimes.
Yeah. Well, it was crazy, too, that I woke up at the exact moment that the 9th run was coming across the plate to see it was a winner. And then I rolled right back over and went to bed. North Dakota State's pulling margin here, and I think we had the right lean last night.
Oh, with them on the points? Yeah, I did like them on the points. I mean, North Dakota State's it's kind of disappointing South Dakota State or Omaha didn't get in because North Dakota State's just going to be a sacrificial lamb as a 16th seed. But South Dakota State would have been like a 13 or 14 and could have possibly made a little noise. But I think Omaha would have been a 15. I don't think Omaha would have been a 16th seed. But, yeah, you can't really give North Dakota State anything higher than a 16 when they are a Summit League with 15 losses in the tournament. The total's still at 143. Oh, wait, it went down.
Swati said, Jay, what's up with the Johnnies? I've been thinking about them all day. Swati, how many times have me and you said that they have one of the most talented starting fives in the country? I think they get it done tonight. I think who does Arizona State have other than Remy Martin? Really? They have no advantage, and Pons is still the best player on the floor anyway. I think that even though Bobby Hurley is like a tri-state icon, and it would suck to see him stick it right in my ass, I think that the Johnnies just get it done. I think they're just better. And you can make an argument for the St. John's deserving to be in this tournament. There's no argument to be made that Arizona deserves to be anywhere near this tournament.
Twatty's on something here with the over in tonight's game also, or tomorrow morning's game also with the Mariners and Athletics. Another good thing to think about with the over is Estrada's pitching. And I like Estrada. The way he pitches, I think he can match up well in Oakland's ballpark. But apparently this Tokyo is a small park that I found this out last night. Apparently it's a pretty easy park to hit home runs in. It's a pretty hitter-friendly park, and that's not good for Estrada's pitching ability.
What line did you get it at, Twatty? What did you get it at, Ant? It's at 9 right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at is 9.
One book has 9 over minus 110. The other book has...
Hey, what about this one? I can bet 9, but there's a drop-down menu. And when I click the drop-down, it gives me an option to bet over 12.5 at plus 275.
I got 9 minus 110 or 9 or over 9 minus 122. So there it is. Decision.
I got minus 110 each way, so my decision's made. I just want to know if I should sprinkle that over 12.5 or plus 275. I mean, shit, they scored 16 yesterday.
Yeah, that was the final, right? 9-7, somebody said in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm betting this exactly what I bet last night. 110 for 100.
Twatty says, don't threaten me with a good time. I might have said that at a few clubs.
Twatty, if you want to come on here and hang out, just let me know. I'll send you the invite.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm going to take that now. My line I'm getting at my book is better than both of your guys' with the juice. Take that again. You know, and just for fun, all right, I just clicked that in. I'm going to bet that alternate over 2 at plus 275. I mean, why the hey not, you know? I mean, you're betting an over 9 because you think runs are going to get scored, right? Well, then why the hell not take an over 12.5 at a hugely nice number?
I just took a minus the 9 minus 110. I took.
Yeah, I'm gonna sprinkle that. I'm gonna do a little. How much of a unit? I'm gonna do a half. I'm gonna do more than a. There we go. Bang, and we are good. Let's go runs.
So the other 2 games then, they're still spring training?
Yeah, everything else is spring training. This is actually just a 2-game set, and then they play spring training again for the rest of the week. The A's and the Mariners will play more spring training. Yeah, the official opening day starts on Thursday. So,
Twatty, what's your thoughts on Wonder Boy being minus 450? I mean, at plus 350, I almost have to take a shot with Anthony Pettis.
On what?
The main event at UFC Fight Night,
Uh-huh.
which is the one I'm looking forward the one I'm looking forward to, the one fight. Anthony Pettis is 3.5 to 1 to win the fight.
Hey.
Wonder Boy is minus 450. Now, I would make Wonder Boy the favorite here. Probably like minus 180, not minus 450. I'm going to have to bet Anthony Pettis.
Hey, Jay, I have a question for you. What do you think of this bet that I did earlier today? I took the total wins in the first round from the Big Ten under 5 at minus 130.
Repeat that one more time. You broke up.
I said I took the total amount of wins for the Big Ten in the first round at under 5 for minus 130.
I think it's going to be close. I think you're either going to win or lose by 1. Well, 5 would be a push, right? So I don't
think I lose.
I think it's either going to be a push or you're going to lose by 1.
You think they go 6-1 or 5-2? I think they're going.
No, I'm sorry. I think it's going to be a push. I think it's either going to be a push or you win by 1. I think it's either going to be they're either going to win 4 or they're going to win 5.
Yeah, that's why I took it. I'm like, this bet's not losing.
What are the odds?
They're not going 6-1. Minus 130.
Yeah, that's worth a bet. I bet a big bet on UNC minus 150 to make the Elite Eight.
Yeah, I remember that. You laid 1,500 to win a grand.
I did. I finally put it in though last night after we got off.
Woo! Woo! You going to sweat that second and third round game out or what?
I don't understand why Justin loves Tennessee so much.
Well, that is completely irrelevant to this UNC.
Yeah, that's completely irrelevant. Well, we're not going to sweat in round 1, right? I mean, they're going to beat Utah State or Washington.
Who?
It's Auburn. Auburn's the only team that's going to give me a headache.
My only question for you, Jason Paglia, is this: are you going to be a little schoolboy bitch and take some money line action in the Sweet 16 against UNC as a hedge?
No, I'm riding it. I wouldn't bet it unless I wasn't prepared to ride it. That's why I know people feel like 3,000 for 2. You know what I mean?
Well, I know people who do like these big money line parlays or whatever, and as soon as they get like the first 2 or 3 legs home, they are hitting the money line on like the opposite way. So like if example, if like UNC was like the last thing for their money line parlay to hit, they would like bet the money line against UNC to like immediately start hedging their parlay. And
my worry, I know exactly what you're saying. My worry is this: I would like, all right, let's say Kansas gets past Northeastern because you know what, they could lose, but let's say they get by them. Auburn gets by New Mexico State. I'll be rooting hard for Kansas to beat Auburn because I think Auburn could make me sweat a little bit. That's probably the only team that's going to give them an issue. And if they get they get by Auburn and they're in the 8. So,
UNC's Central's closed this up a little bit, so there might be a little sweat for people who took the spread. My over's still looking like it's going to come sail through, but we'll see.
I'm going to be rooting hard for Kansas to beat Auburn. I mean, in a perfect world, Auburn gets knocked off, but I don't want that to happen because I sent that out. I think Auburn should beat New Mexico State pretty easily.
This Georgetown line, this halftime line in Georgetown, I hate nights. Like we were off the other night, and there was like a million amazing first half lines for me to bet, and then like tonight, like none of these halftime lines are worth it. Ooh. What do we have here? Hey, look up Bucks Cavs and tell me what the closing number was on the Bucks Cavs game.
Well, Giannis isn't playing.
Well, I'm not looking at that.
The closing line was
The total.
the total. Okay, because the line opened at 10, closed at 5. I guess because Giannis wasn't playing. The total is it closed at 220, opened at 230, and closed at 225.
Who's playing for the Cavs? Because I want to know. This is what I'm looking at. The Cavs team total is 53.5 on the second half.
I
That's a
mean,
low team total.
I don't know.
All right.
I couldn't name
right.
one person on the Cavs roster.
Okay, here's another one that I'm looking at. The Magic Pelicans. Magic are up by the reason why I'm kind of hesitant because the Magic are up by 22, so they might slow it down. But their second half team total is also pretty tempting. It's 53.5 also.
Yeah, that's tough when they're crushing a team. A lot of times those second half team totals go under.
Yeah, I did this the other day with Toronto, and it won, but it barely won because Toronto had like 70 something points in the first half, and I took their second half team total over 53.5, and it won. They scored 55 points, but I seriously had to like wait until like they got a basket with 45 seconds left or whatever in order to hit that. And in retrospect, that was probably a bad bet. So I'm thinking here, if the Pelicans had like 60. I could take a 53.5 on the Magic, but the Pelicans are down by 22. I'll have to pass that. But I seriously think the damn it. The Cavs Bucks apparently everyone's hitting the Cavs right now.
The line on the 76ers closed, opened at Sixers -2, closed Sixers -3.5. They're down 14 points right now. What's the live line? Plus 4.5, down 9.
Plus 2.5. I'm looking at. The live total's at 240. That's a little.
Are they gonna? I mean, they could easily still win this game. Plus 4.5 might seem like a good bet, considering the line closed -3.5.
Yeah, I'm actually tempted, even though it's gone up from 53.5 to 54.5. The juice has gone from -130 to -110, which is making me tempted to take this Cavaliers team total.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah, you think? Well, you just told me to do it, so I am.
I don't know why I didn't bet the Jazz tonight on the road against the Knicks. They're up 14 at the end of the first quarter. Stupid. But I didn't bet them because I don't look at the fucking NBA. That's why. All right, that Washington Wizards game just tipped, so hopefully that goes well. North Carolina Central down 5. The money line is plus 250. They think they got any shot to win this game?
North Carolina.
I mean, North Dakota State was not impressive during the regular season. They look good in the tournament, though.
No, they were not.
They look good in the tournament.
That total, I'm kind of worried about that. It's gone all the way down to 141. The pace of this game slowed down.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Anytime you bet, just throw it in the chat, so I don't have to ask you anymore. Would you bet? I could just watch it back and scroll through the chat. Just put your unit size too, so I know.
That's none of your business. Why are you so interested in that, Jason?
Giggity.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're down 3 points. They're down 3 right now, and the money line's still plus 200. I mean, North Carolina Central is not a bad team. It wouldn't and their head coach has a way better suit. So there's that. As a matter of fact, can you just look at what North Dakota State, the head coach, is wearing? That's an abomination.
What channel's the game on?
On True TV.
True TV.
Yeah, that's all the tournament games are on like TNT, TBS, True TV. That's how it is in the first round.
I don't think I have True TV. Like, what app do I need to go through to fucking stream that game?
He's wearing a pair of jeans, a t-shirt, and like a sports jacket over the t-shirt.
He's what?
Let me repeat that. He's wearing a pair of jeans, a t-shirt, and like a sports coat over the t-shirt. And NC Central head coach looks flawless. Like, that suit is the real deal. I would rock that shit in a second. Oh, you can watch it on the True TV app, Corey said.
I put on there. Instead of having to download a whole nother app, because I just had the True TV app on my fucking tablet. That sounds like something someone from North Dakota would wear, though. I don't know how many people you've met from North Dakota, but it's a little on the. They are interesting folk.
Yeah, and NC Central made me money too in the regular season. They are not a bad team.
Here we go. Watch away. Let's see, what do we have here? Yeah, North Carolina Central. He's Dapper Dan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks good.
That's what I like to see. Yeah, I like to see a nice suit like that. I mean, I don't see the North Dakota State head coach yet. He wasn't dressed like that in the previous game, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about. He's just wearing. What the fuck? It's a printed tee too.
It is, right?
That's what.
Maybe he's not.
Sneakers.
Maybe he's not wearing a pair of jeans. That might be actually suit pants with a suit jacket.
He's wearing a printed
and a tucked-in t-shirt. If you're tucking your t-shirt in, you're doing it wrong.
And he's wearing fucking sneakers too, man. I hope NC Central wins. I hope the over comes in, but I hope NC Central wins now. Fuck North Dakota State.
It's a 3-point game, man, and they're plus.
I see that. Yeah,
they're plus 210.
I mean, that's worth a little taste of money line at plus 210 with this only one possession.
Trigger just took North Dakota. Trigger took North Dakota minus 3.5. Trigger, you don't think plus 210 on the NC Central money line's worth a look? NC Central had just as good a regular season as North Dakota State did.
Brown loafers, sneakers, whatever. I mean, yeah.
I mean, the point
is it's an abomination.
They're categorically different.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, no, those are just white soled. Yeah, those are shoes.
Can somebody please stop middle-aged white men from dressing fucking tacky? Like, seriously. Like, someone needs to stop this. It's getting ridiculous how all these middle-aged ass white men dress tacky as hell. Oh, I'm like advertising
tie game
union, right?
Tie game. 7 minutes left in the half, all tied up. They were just up 12, North Dakota State.
Yeah. Well, that's what I want. I want it tied up because we want like a 4-point, 5-point, 6-point game with like 35 seconds left, so we can get some fouling going. Make sure that over hits. We're at 116 now.
Yeah, you need like 2 points a minute.
Yeah, I need about 18 points.
Yeah, Corey said, I've been hoping that this game would get close to bet North Dakota State, but now I don't know. It definitely looks like Trigger just hit him again at -1.5.
I mean, on principle alone, aren't you and I obligated to root for North Dakota State and the over right now? I mean, I can't root against our man Trigger, man. It's not like I have a bet the other way that would. So let's go over.
Well, I was thinking about taking a piece of NC Central at +200, but now it's like +130 because they tied the game up.
Yeah, but I don't want to get bet against our chat. Besides, I'm a Summit League fan right now. You know, I've been watching the conference all year. I mean, despite the fact that the Mavs didn't get in, I'd like to see at least the Summit League represented in the field of 64. I think it'd be bullshit if the Summit League didn't at least get the right to be a sacrificial lamb to. Who is North Dakota State going to fucking get destroyed by? Is it going to be Gonzaga or is it going to be like Duke?
They are going to get destroyed by Duke.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like to at least see the Summit League get represented and destroyed by Duke. I don't want them to go out in the fucking play-in game.
So basically, you just want the opportunity to bet Duke?
I mean, I'd bet Duke either way. I don't know. I kind of wish I hadn't have bet North Carolina in that game because some of those, for some reason, there's always like 2 games with 1 seeds where they win by 40. And then there's like 2 games with 1 seeds where they don't cover the number. Like they still win by 10, 15, but they don't cover the number. So I don't know. I think the fact that I bet one of those is kind of maybe makes me a bad gambler because, you know, aren't you just really flipping a coin on whether that 1 seed covers or not? I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'm just mad that the line moved against me by 1.5 after I took him at -24. Georgetown, come on. Oh, yes. They're only up by 3, so. Hey, how awesome was it how we sweated out that Colorado game all day yesterday and finally won on the hook?
Yeah, it's a nice change. Instead of being up the entire game and then watching the team you bet against go on a historic like 18-2 fucking stretch. It's amazing, man, what's happened to me the last 2 weeks.
Do you need me to be your therapist right now for all that?
I'm betting teams that are up 15 and then go on 6-minute scoring droughts and lose by 1. It's just incredible.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the fuck that Kentucky bet didn't come home for you.
Yeah.
I'm honest.
18-5 in the last minute and a half.
Yeah, how do you score 18 points in a minute and a half against Kentucky? Even if you are Tennessee, that was so weird. But, yeah, Dale says that Colorado game last night was not a fun sweat. I mean, it's fun in retrospect because it won. But, yeah, the anxiety that goes on during that game when you're watching it and you have them -4, -4.5, and they're only up by like it's a 2-point game the entire time.
Yeah, you would have thought I was on the Kings, though, the way
What does his shirt say? I'm trying to read his shirt.
Probably.
Is he just trying too hard to be hip? Is that what it is? Is he trying really hard to be like young and hip?
I want to say it's like the name of like the team mascot, maybe.
With some kind of bison, though.
What is North Dakota State? The Bisons, right?
Yeah, they're like the bison or something like that. Fun fact, former Nebraska Cornhuskers defensive coordinator Craig Bull was the head coach for the North Dakota State Bison when they won 3 straight Division I AA national championships.
I could have went my whole life without knowing that and would have been fine.
He's the head coach of the Wyoming Cowboys right now. I'm kind of surprised you don't know that. Don't you know everything about football?
I do.
That was a football factoid, too. It wasn't even like I was trying to talk about minor league baseball relievers in AA or something.
I thought you were talking about college basketball.
No, football.
I half wasn't paying attention.
I mean, okay. North Carolina Central's up. They're up 2 now. We're at 120. I need 14 points. This pisses me off that I have it at 133.5, and all these other motherfuckers got it. Actually, it makes me happy because the over should still probably hit. But how much does that screw people over who bet the under? And how much does that show you that people aren't smart? Like, who the fuck in their right mind, if you watch college basketball all this year, would ever bet an under in a Summit League game?
Somebody in this chat.
At 133. What, someone in our chat bet an under 133 involving a Summit League team?
Yeah, I think so. I thought I saw that earlier.
Have they not watched our show? Hasn't that been the theme of our show over the last month and a half?
I think he's new, actually. His name's Brett.
Well, welcome, Brett. We're happy to have you, and I hope you learned something, because if you have been watching the show for the past month, you would have known not to bet an under 130-something in the Summit League involved game. That's setting money on fire.
Fuck him, Brett. Don't listen to him. He's an asshole.
I am an asshole, but I also usually have points. So I was joking. I was kind of wondering if Villanova does make the Final Four, which I do have them making the Final Four in my bracket. Are you canceling our YouTube channel and dismantling the Sports Keg brand?
You're fucking delusional, bro.
In order to avoid admitting that I was right.
Delusional.
But what if they make it? What if they go on a hot run and I mean, at least give me the fact that they're going to beat St. Mary's.
Oh, Brett said it wrong in the chat. He's on the over. Oh, good. There you go, Brett.
Oh, okay, good.
Bro, you're talking about. I mean, they're going to lose to Virginia or Tennessee or Purdue or Cincinnati or Oklahoma. There's like 6 teams in that bracket that will beat them.
Here's the thing. Do you understand the concept of matchups?
Yeah. What? Tell me how any of the teams that I just said don't match well against Villanova.
Nine of the teams in that bracket are like in the bottom whatever percentile of pace. So if you're playing like a shitty ass zone and you're playing a slow paced game against Nova, you telling me that Jay Wright is going to figure out a way to get that team into the Final Four, or at least
not against that Virginia. Well, they would actually they would lose in the 8. Not against Virginia. They're not going to be able to do anything against Tennessee. Will run with them completely if they end up playing Tennessee. And I think that there's an argument to be made that they could lose to Purdue. I think Cincinnati's defense could shut Villanova down.
Okay, so how about this? Can you at least admit to me, just give this one to me, that Villanova should be a Sweet 16 team? I'm calling shots. I'm pressing it a bit, having them make the Final Four of my bracket. I'm going to admit that to you. I am pressing it a little bit.
So you're saying basically they're going to beat St. Mary's and the Purdue Old Dominion winner and get into this. Yeah, I mean it's possible. Yeah, I think Purdue and Villanova is an even matchup, though. Don't you think? I don't think Villanova would be favored.
I don't think Villanova would. I don't know. Like odds makers make the lines, not the guys who seed the team.
Jay Wright doesn't have the horses this year. Sean said that's my point.
That's exactly my point. Villanova's not down. Villanova's not winning the national title. Villanova's definitely down this year.
Purdue had like a quiet 24-8 year or something like that. Purdue's going to be tough. Going to be a tough out.
The reason why I keep hammering on Villanova over and over again and doubling down on them is because you keep shitting on them, and they won the goddamn conference title, regular season and tournament. I'm like, come on.
Because everybody in that conference sucks.
You're sucking the dick of Marquette all fucking year, and then you're shitting on Villanova. I'm like, didn't Villanova win the conference, regular season and tournament? Like, but you're all over Marquette. You're like, ooh, Marquette. Oh, yeah. Let me
Marquette.
Oh. And it's like Villanova beat them. I mean, come on. They went 1-1 against each other.
Marquette was a better team to bet this year, especially at home, because they had the best player on the floor any Big East game that they played in. You know what I mean?
Twatty brings up an interesting point. I'll admit, for an older gentleman, he is a tall drink of water.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I would not be opposed.
Twatty, who
wanted to?
Twatty, who you got in that? Who wins the Villanova game? If they meet each other in the second round, who do you give the edge to there? I think I would probably give the edge to Purdue. But I do think Villanova could beat Purdue. So yeah, they have a much better shot of going to the Sweet 16. But the Final Four is blasphemy.
Yeah, I told you. I mean, I admit I kind of pushed things a little bit by putting them into the Final Four. That was definitely me throwing a Hail Mary out there. But I mean, for you,
I think the line would be
for you in particular. Yeah, for you in particular to act like that they're not even going to be it's ridiculous. I don't even think they'll be in the Sweet 16. It's fucking absurd.
No, but they could not make the Sweet 16.
Oh, by the way, cash it, bitch.
They could not make the Sweet 16. Like he said, like Twatty said, pick 'em, lean Nova. Yeah,
4 minutes to spare. 3.5 minutes to spare. Cash it.
All right. You done?
I'm just happy I won my bet. Yeah. So obviously the overpayment.
Pick 'em. I think the line. It's a coin flip game too. I would agree with
Purdue and Villanova. I think if it was a regular season, I think a coin flip. When you're talking about in the tournament, I mean Purdue. What does Nova do? What does Jay Wright do in the tournament? We know what he does. He's got 2 of the last 3 national titles. So obviously he has his team ready to play in the tournament. Right?
Does that have more to do? Does that have more to do with the 4 people now in the NBA or Jay Wright?
What does Purdue do in the tournament? Nothing. Purdue doesn't even get to the Sweet 16.
Has Purdue ever had 4 people go in the first round of the NBA draft in the season?
I have a question. How many times does Purdue need a 3, 4, 5 seed?
I mean, you're talking about a team that literally had 4 people on the starting 5 not go to the NBA draft, go in the first round of the NBA draft.
What, last year? I'm not talking about last year. I'm talking about what is Jay Wright's track record in the tournament versus Purdue's track record in the tournament. And Purdue's not like getting into the tournament as a 10 seed. Purdue's like a 3, 4 seed every other year, and they never make it past like the first weekend.
I mean, they probably have won the first 2 games a couple times and been knocked out.
I mean,
that's the first weekend.
I don't know, man. it's Purdue disappoints in the tournament. They're not a team that you put if you put your faith in Purdue and you're like, yeah, I think I'm going to put Purdue in the Final Four or something like that. You're just nuts because they always fail.
I
They
agree with
always
that.
fail. So I'm looking at a coach with a proven track record in the tournament versus a coach whose team has a proven choke job in the tournament. So,
but it's not because Jay Wright is amazing.
I mean, he's not bad.
It's because if Purdue had all four, DiVincenzo, Brunson, who else? Who are the other two guys that I'm forgetting about? They would have won a national championship, Purdue, last year.
Hold on, I don't care about this game anymore, so I'm going to go switch it back to the Georgetown game. You like that?
Spellman and Bridges. Thank you, Twatty. Yeah, exactly. The Marlins are winners of 11 straight, does that say? I guess.
Dale points out, when will the Marlins win 11 regular season games? May 8th? God, are we going to give me an opportunity to go down a Marlins rabbit hole again? I'd rather not. You get me ranting on the Marlins, you won't shut me up for 5 minutes. So that was pretty cool, though, that that over came in. Now Georgetown needs to pull their head out of the ass and go ahead and win this game.
I'm a little nervous about this St. John's game. I'm really happy that you're on them with me, though, because if I would have had to hear you break my balls all fucking night about them getting kicked out of the tournament, I would have broke the laptop.
Well, you need to understand, I don't think you, get it. I have them at plus 1.5. So my ideal situation is that they lose by 1. So if they lose by 1 and you lose your money line bet and I win my plus 1.5, you're going to break your fucking laptop.
But it's close enough
you're not going to hear the end of it.
It's close enough that when I'll be rooting for them, you'll be rooting for them.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a great game. Tied at 70 with 1:40 left.
Is it?
Yeah.
I stopped watching as soon as they score 136.
That plus 250 money line is live, though.
Did you bet it?
Oh, of course not. Watch it happen, just like Minnesota.
So why the hell did you bring it up? Fucking. Now you're just gonna be mad. Seriously, I actually kind of want to see North Carolina Central win this game, just so I can listen to you complain and cry for the next 6 hours about how you didn't take that money line at plus 250.
Oh, Harvard's up 57-56 on Georgetown. That's good to see.
God damn it.
And Howard, too. Down 2 to Coastal Carolina.
I told you yesterday I liked Coastal Carolina because they were the shot declares, and you completely didn't get the goddamn reference with the root.
Yeah, I never watched that. You took UAB against another. You bet against 2 Ivy League schools, and they're losing both games right now. Is that what I'm looking at? Brown up 5 on UAB.
What? Brown's up 5 on UAB.
Love it.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God, I am son of a bitch.
That's what you
get.
I'm
getting 2 with UAB.
That's what you get for shit on the Ivy League.
I'm getting 2 with UAB. If UAB comes back a little bit and loses by 1, then you make your point that the Ivy League isn't an abomination to humanity, and I can make my point that I won my bet getting 2 with UAB.
Sean, again with the Jays on delay. Come on, Sean. How many times do we have to tell you? We're on delay because we're like, you're probably a minute ahead of us, and then this stream is also 45 seconds behind what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's the YouTube stream is behind our conversation.
Furman Wichita State game is a good game.
I see us in the Google Hangout. I could see us in the Google Hangout, and we're like easily 1 minute ahead of the YouTube stream that I could have both tabs pulled up. But oh well. NC Central blew it. Ooh, I hope so. I think Triggerman was on North Dakota State. I actually don't root against Triggerman. As much as it would be fun to troll you. If you say Furman blew it when I was about to bet Wichita State and you talked me off of it, I'm going to fucking kill you.
No, it's a 2-point game with 5 minutes to play.
Oh, okay.
North Carolina Central missed 3 straight putbacks, apparently.
Oh, that's not good if you're trying to win. North Dakota State's up 3. Yeah, this is going to come down to the wire. Man. I
don't really see anything I want to bet right now.
How about what's the live money line on the Jazz?
On who?
The Utah Jazz.
It's off the board, and the Knicks are plus 10,000.
You see the score right now, right?
Yeah.
They're down 27 at the half.
Yeah, we are not good at basketball.
They are at home down 27.
I want them to lose every game to get in that fucking Zion sweepstakes.
Do we take the Jazz -1 on the second half?
No.
Just let it go. Let it go.
Oh, shit. South Florida came back. God damn it. South Florida was down 16. Now they're down 2 to Stony Brook. I might have to take a shot with South Florida on the money line -110.
What one's that in the CDI? I don't even have that as a live bet. Oh, it looks like West Virginia's kicking the crap out of Grand Canyon. Hey, what? UAB's only down 3 now. UAB's holding tough. Come on, UAB.
I thought South Florida would beat Stony Brook. I'm not sure what the pregame line was. Let me check what the pregame line was, but I think I'm going to have to take a shot down 2 with 10 minutes to play at the money line, especially since they have all the momentum in the world right now. They opened 6.5-point favorite, closed 7.5-point favorite. Yep. I'm taking South Florida for a half. Oh wow! Oh, the line just switched. Why is the line -150? The score is the same.
The Bucks have come already all the way back. It's on 1-point game now. Mm-hmm.
For some reason, the score is the same, but the line went from -110 to -150. Change of possession, I guess.
That's usually what that is when the score's still the same, but the live line changes because it changed possession normally.
Let me see if I got a better line on DraftKings. Harvard's a 5. Wow.
Yeah, I can see that.
You could take Georgetown -2.5 plus 400 right now.
I'll pass. Norfolk State came all the way back, and they are actually ahead. Norfolk State, 16-point dogs to Bama, and they are up 3 with a minute and a half left.
Wow. How about that? I didn't think Alabama would lose the game. I didn't think they would cover, though. I can't get this the South Florida games off the board right now.
Hey, should we take? I talked about it last night. Should we look at the Seattle Presbyterian game a little bit more in depth? I kind of want somebody to tell me why I should have bet Seattle. Otherwise, I'm taking Seattle for a half unit.
I've got nothing on that game, man. The one game that I'm looking at is I'm hoping that my book offers the Sam Houston State game, so I can get Sam Houston State at as big a line as possible.
Actually, I wanted to ask you about that Sam Houston State game because I know the line moved on us by like a point and a half of the full game line. But do we still have value at +7 on the first half? Because the reason why I say that is these 1 seeds in the NIT, they're coming out slow. You know what I mean? Like they're not like Indiana was losing to St. Francis yesterday before they wound up beating them by 17.
Let me tell you why I'm not going to do it, because
Hofstra led the game against.
We don't know if TCU cares about this tournament or not yet, because they just missed the real tournament. So if they give a fuck about this tournament, I could see them blowing Sam Houston out of the box. But if they don't care about this tournament, then Sam Houston State's going to be hanging around. I want to watch a little of the game to see if they actually care about it or not.
But I can't live bet this game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can either. I mean, then I would probably take a shot with the 12 rather than the first half.
Really? You don't think the first half line is – you don't think the first half isn't as likely?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's hard to say without watching.
God, you're like the most indecisive motherfucker.
No, I just have to really like some. I just don't throw half units around on shit for fun. Wow, TJ Dillashaw pop. I do. That's why I'm so disciplined, even though I bet -400. TJ Dillashaw pop for steroids? Wow. Wow. Oh, NC Central covers. 78-74 final. What was the line?
No, they covered those. No, they covered those. North Dakota State covered the live lines. Triggerman got them at.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the pregame line.
The over comes in though. Holla. You know, it feels good when a play you tweet out hits.
Wow, Twatty. Can't believe Dillashaw popped.
God dang it. UAB down 6 with the minute 45 left. You fucking kidding me.
Twatty's on the Johnnies with us. I like it. We're all on the Johnnies.
Fucking Brown. What do you get him at, Twatty?
Probably 2 or 2.5. I got 1.5.
Well, let's go. Let's hope let's go Arizona State -1. Let's hope Arizona State wins by a half or wins by 1 point. Man, the Cavs 81-81 tied with the Bucks. You could take the Bucks money line -200 right now. Do you think the Bucks just win this game?
Yeah, they should
Even
win.
without Giannis?
Yeah, I mean, the whole roster is way better than Cleveland.
Even at minus 200, do you think they win?
I
Do
probably
you think they win? You think they win enough to make laying minus 2 on this fourth quarter profitable? Is what I actually should be saying.
no.
Okay.
No.
So you don't think they win
It's
this
tough to lay.
game?
Tough to lay 265 without their best player, even though the rest of the team is a lot better than the Cavs. But no,
No,
if I'm
no,
laying
you're
a
laying
money line
200.
for what? Fourth quarter, to win the fourth quarter?
No, to win the game. It's tied 81-81 at the end of the
Yeah,
first.
I'm looking at
So the money
minus
line's
265 right now.
I'm staring at minus 200. So it's, do they win the game 70% of the time? Is all I really want to know. Because if they win the game 70% of the time, I'm profitable laying 200. If they're going to win the game 60% of the time, I cannot lay minus 200. There's a difference. That's how you calculate your money lines, dude.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, bro. But I don't know if they win the game 70% of the time without Giannis. I don't know. How many?
Trigger Man just cleaned house on North Dakota State.
What's the percentage
them live?
that the Cavs have actually won a game this year? Period.
They've won 14 games this year.
Out of what?
They're like 14-56, something like that.
Well, that's less. That's less than 30% right there.
And the money line is dropped to minus 185. Why is the money line dropped to minus 185? Money line dropped to 170. What's going on here? Like the fourth quarter started. I almost just want to take the Bucks now on the money line here.
I think 70% is a little high, though, don't you? Minus 200 is less than 70%, isn't it?
Minus 200 is a 66.6% win probability.
Right, but you said 70.
I would need a 70% win probability in order to lay minus 200.
Right. All right, but that's not how you phrased it.
I want like a 4% overlay in order to risk minus 200.
That makes sense, yeah. But the way you said it, you made it seem like you needed a 70% win probability in order for minus 200 to be profitable. That's not true.
No, you need like 67% in order for minus 200 to be profitable.
Right.
The problem is you're like splitting hairs at 67%. It's like you're making like $1 for every 100 invested or something like that.
Right.
Well, the Cavs got a basket. Now it's minus 155. Oh, the Cavs got two baskets. Now it's minus 125. I'm going to just lay off of it and hope that the Cavs second half team total hits. Because you're no help. All you do is go, I don't know. I don't know.
It's hard to quantify how much a team is going to win without, the second best player in the league on the team. How do you quantify that?
I don't know.
So, well, if you don't know, why the fuck are you asking me?
Sometimes I think you might be smart, but sadly, you disappoint my expectations.
Okay.
That was mean. I'm sorry. Okay, Twatty gives me a fucking percentage. Thank you, Twatty. Yeah, I'm laying off of it. We're like, one of these days.
But Twatty, who's Norton? It's not me.
Triggerman says we need a chill pill. I don't know. I like to think that the tension between us helps drive the intensity of the show. You got a little drama.
I rarely take anything that comes out of Anthony's mouth seriously.
Yeah, you guys would be surprised. Jay and I have known each other for over a year, and I've been busting his balls nonstop for over a year. So,
When
if he
I
was
turn
sent-
purple, that's when you guys know, like, I'm aggravated.
yeah, I know. Like, I'm really getting him mad when he just loses a bet that he sent out to his clients, and then I like let him know that I had the opposite side, so I won. That's
That makes
really
me
when I piss
fucking
him off.
angry. Yes, 100%. Why is Candace Parker wearing so much clothes? I love
think the
Twatty,
better
bro.
question. I think the better question is why does Twatty think Candace Parker is hot?
Twatty, why are you not on the show right now?
Because he's probably lying in bed,
she's
just
wearing
chilling
a
out, on the computer, like not wanting to be bothered with everyone seeing him. You know what I
He
mean?
said she's wearing a window curtain.
He's wearing a window curtain.
I don't know, bro, but that's a phenomenal visual.
He says because he's hungover in bed. Did I not call that? You asked why Twatty's on the show, and I said because he's probably lying in bed, not wanting to be bothered with everyone looking at him. Like
Fucking
that,
alcoholics.
like that,
All you
like
alcoholics.
Like remember Sunday when I didn't feel like people seeing me lying in bed, so I just turned the camera off on my phone and talked to you. Like if you rewatch one of Sunday, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, it looks like I was doing an interview with Blue Man Group.
Yeah, I mean, I can blue myself and get on Blue Man Group. I have the look.
Georgetown's going to lose
I need
to Harvard, and it's gonna give me a chub. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
That
I would rather Georgetown lose outright if they don't cover.
Me too.
Although at this point in the game, I think I need overtime just to get a cover.
That St. John's line's up to 2 now.
That St. John's line's been at 2 since the afternoon, dude.
No, it was the entire show. It was 1.5 at both my books.
I mean, your books are different than every other book in the country.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so the Nebraska game's coming up. I'm on the under, although I got it at 143.5. So apparently I beat that line because it's at 142 now. Is what I'm looking at.
Oh yeah,
I would also suggest Butler +5.
I agree. Why is Nebraska laying 5 to Butler? What has Nebraska shown this year that they are better?
Tim Miles is getting fired after this game. Tim Miles is getting fired after this tournament.
But I'm saying, like, I would say that Butler and Nebraska had very similar seasons, wouldn't you? Like
they have identical records.
2 barely average teams, and
Well, here's your expectations here, Jason. At what point was Butler ever thought to be a top 25 team this year?
Never.
At what point was Nebraska considered a top 25 team and shoe in to get into the tournament?
Never.
Really? Because Nebraska was in the top 25 for like the entire first month of the year. So have you not paid attention to college basketball?
I mean, well, actually, the first month of the season I didn't because
we were
still in football. We were still football.
You were still in football. I was paying attention to college basketball all year long because I had you, so I didn't need.
Oh, as soon as they started their conference schedule, they shit the bed, lost like 8 or 9 straight.
That's the narrative I'm giving you right now. Is Butler really didn't disappoint? Like no one was expecting Butler to be more than a slightly above 500 team.
So you're saying Nebraska played well at the beginning of the year in their non-conference schedule?
No, what I'm saying is Nebraska disappointed like they always do, and their coach is getting fired after the tournament. Like literally, if Nebraska loses this game, he's getting fired. If Nebraska wins the NIT, he's still getting fired. Nebraska was in the top 25 for the whole first month of the season.
So I guess they were a preseason top 25 team then.
Yes. They were like number 23. I mean, they were like number 8, but they were like number 22 through 25 for like the entire first month of the year. Welcome to finally paying attention to college basketball, Jason Paglia. That's my
Yeah.
point. Is like they
check
massively
that.
underperformed in the Big Ten season. Like Nebraska's a huge disappointment this year. My point is they've been shit in the bed for 2 fucking months. Tim Miles is getting fired. Why the hell would you bet on them laying points to a team that's probably just as good? So, who wants to bet Butler with me? Because I am totally talking myself into betting Butler.
They were not a preseason top 25 team. That's a fact. I'm just saying.
Look at the polls. Which poll? They were a preseason top 25 in coaches. You're wrong because they were preseason top 25 in the coaches poll.
I'm looking
23.
at the poll right now, bro.
Which one? Because there's more than one. There's AP and there's the coaches.
The AP.
They were not top 25 in the AP. If you were listening to me,
now
you would have heard me say it was the coaches.
Now, if they're not here, I want you to apologize to everybody for giving them wrong information.
I mean, I'll tell you to suck my dick, but
'28 coaches poll. Oh no, that's 4 days ago.
But God damn it, Harvard won. That fucking pisses me off. Son of a bitch.
Good for you, Trigger. Cash is Wichita -1.5 in game.
And Brown UAB. Brown's going to cover 2. God dang it. Are you effing kidding me? These fucking Ivy League.
Looks like the Ivy League just stuck it in your ass there, huh?
I mean, yeah. It was unfortunate. Okay, the Bucks are down 3, and now I have them at plus money. At what point do I just bet the Bucks?
I can't even find a coach's preseason poll.
They were ranked number 23 in the preseason poll. Let it go, Jason. We have more pertinent questions.
I just proved that.
The Bucks are 84-87. They're down to the Cavs 84-87. At what point is getting plus 102 on the Bucks money line time to bet it?
I have no interest in betting that game, so ask the chat.
God, I want to fucking bet it, and you're no help. God damn it, Jason.
Eric's trying to join us. I don't see him, though.
Can you guys see me now?
I can see that beautiful mugshot of yours.
Yeah, we see the picture.
Homecoming King you.
But it's black.
Really? I'm not sure what's up. Hang on 1 second.
We can hear you.
Is your camera turned off?
It should be on. I can see myself on the software. Hang on, let me try a few things.
Well, Eric's a theoretical Cleveland fan. Hey, Eric, how bad does Cleveland suck? Should I bet against them now or what?
The Cavs?
Yeah.
Oh, they're horrendous. Actually, I was looking at that live in game. I think you could have got the Bucks like plus 1,200 at halftime.
Wow.
I could get the Bucks plus 138 now. They're down 3.
Yeah, they were down like 20 points at halftime. I thought about it just because the Cavs are so bad. But I'm not sure what's going on with this video.
All right, you know what? I'm tired of like freaking talking to Jason here because no matter what I do and no matter what happens in this game, Jason refuses to have an opinion. So I'm just going to say, F it. I'm taking the Bucks in game at plus. Wait a minute. Oh, the Cavs just went up 5. Son of a bitch. Do I really want to take the Bucks now? The Cavs are up 5. Ooh,
I got my Johnny's about to play the playing game. I'm shitting, bro.
Yeah, I haven't looked at that one. I do like this Butler idea, though, you guys were talking about.
Yeah, Nebraska's terrible.
Hey, can we just shout out Trigger Man one more time? He is like giving out money in the chat right now like crazy today. He's just shoveling cash into people's pockets if they're tailing him.
Yeah, he's 3 for 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard to back. Nebraska shouldn't be giving 5.5 to anybody. So I mean, it's Butler or pass. I think the line's 5 right now.
The Bucks are down 5, and now it's plus 235.
Are we still talking about the Milwaukee Bucks, bro? I mean, get it the fuck out of your system. All right. So 9 o'clock games: Butler, Nebraska, Arizona State, Johnny's, Loyola, California Baptist at 10, and then the Seattle game. Ant was thinking about that, and that's at 10, and then that's it. Those are the only college games that I see left on the board.
We got an official play. I got the Bucks in game for plus 160.
Trigger took Arizona State -1. How fucking dare you? How dare you, Trigger?
Now, if only the Cavaliers still had our Lord and Savior LeBron James, I think they'd have a chance here. Isn't that right, Eric?
Eric's
Yeah, he's a piece of shit, and Lakers fans are seeing it already. So,
I would not mind listening to you rip up LeBron for 5 minutes. I'm not gonna lie.
The fact that he hates LeBron James so much, when he's literally the only thing that's given his fucking hometown a championship in 60 goddamn years. Like, during your entire lifetime, the only title you've ever witnessed was brought to you by LeBron James. And he's just like, fuck LeBron.
But here's the thing. You said it. You used the word giving. Like, he granted us this great thing. He did it to fix his public image, and as soon as he got it, the whole franchise got broken up.
I could totally see why Cleveland fans are like, you know what, fuck you that you graced us with your presence. I could totally see that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, a lot of my friends don't feel that way. That's just how I feel. I don't think he's a good dude. He worries about himself first. Him coming back to Cleveland was about him getting that title for his own image, right? It wasn't
that whole the decision, the whole thing with the show on ESPN, totally.
Yeah, it's like this I always equate it to is like if a guy gets a super hot girlfriend and then she cheats on him, and then the guy's like, oh, well, you know, it's cool. Like, I didn't deserve her in the first place. And then she comes back and he kisses her ass. And then when it happens again, he's like, well, I didn't deserve her in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't know if that made any sense, but that's
I wish I was a Browns fan for the next 15 years, though. I'll tell you that.
No kidding. I know, man. It's crazy.
Hold on.
I'm happy for you, bro. I can't imagine. Well, I can imagine being a fan of the Browns because I'm a fan of the Jets. But
right.
You know, but I mean, you guys are in good shape.
It's incredible. The only thing I'm worried about is like handling the hype, because whenever has a team like they're one season away from a 2-year span where they went 1-31, right?
That's a good point.
So now, like, it's just handling the hype, and it's a young team. But yeah, they're going to be. I think their average age is like 26, something like that. Pretty crazy.
I thought before the year they were a year away from making the playoffs, but now with all these acquisitions, I don't know anymore. If they gel, they're going to make the playoffs, man.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think, right? The division's going the opposite way too. With the Steelers are losing everybody. Ravens should still be pretty tough, but I think they lost a lot of defense, right? They lost C.J. Mosley
and did Terrell Suggs retire, or did he just leave the team?
You know, that's a good question. I think he may have retired. They signed who's that safety from the Seahawks that the Browns were trying to get? Earl Thomas. They signed him.
Oh, I thought the Browns. Somebody said the Browns got him, so that wasn't official.
Right. I'm pretty sure Earl Thomas went to the Ravens, which makes a lot of sense. He's like the perfect.
Yeah, he reminds me of Eric Reed anyway.
Yeah. He signed with the Ravens. We signed him and somebody else, some other defensive guy. But yeah, man, I can't believe it. For one, I hated the Baker Mayfield pick, but man, he's incredible.
Oh, God damn it. You guys still talking about the Browns? Fuck.
I thought too. I thought when they took the first pick and it was him, I was like, there's the Browns being the Browns again.
Right.
You know, with
Exactly.
Darnold and Allen and Rosen on the board. But I mean, he was the best rookie quarterback by a mile. Let's be honest.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I
thought he was going to be the next Johnny Manziel, though. That's what I was kind of worried about. Just
yeah,
dude, and like he's kind of small.
Darnold's best game was the opener against Detroit when they scored 50 points. He had like 4 or 5 touchdowns. I was like, oh my God, can it be? And then he just disappointed me the entire year. But hopefully he just needed a year or two to get under his belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he's going to be all right. That's who I wanted the Browns to take.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Suggs went to the Cardinals. Okay. Yeah.
And Mark Ingram was the other Seahawk, or not Seahawk, Raven signing. Ingram and Earl Thomas.
South Florida's in overtime. Wow. I should have bet them.
So did you guys already go over the bracket?
Yeah, but who do you like? Who's your Final Four?
So right now, and I'm not crazy about this, but I got Duke, Texas Tech, Tennessee, and UNC.
I got 3 of 4. I the only thing I do is replace Tennessee with Virginia.
Right, which that could happen. And I'm wondering if Michigan, I think, is kind of sneaky. I think not sneaky; they're the 2 seed, but I think Michigan could easily beat Texas Tech. I'm kind of worried about that one.
I think Louisville has a shot to be. Oh no, that's against Michigan State. I'm sorry, in the second round. Yeah, Michigan should breeze to. They'll play the Florida Nevada winner, then they'll play Texas Tech probably. Even though I think Buffalo, if Buffalo beats St. John's or Arizona State, I think Buffalo will give Texas Tech a hard time. That'll be a good game. But I think I've been like sky high on Texas Tech all year, man, because of their defense. So if they click offensively at all, they're going to be a tough out. I just don't. I love Gonzaga, but I just don't see him being in the Final Four. I don't know why. A lot of people do, though.
Yeah, see, like I always like fading them, obviously, but I kind of see like this year could be the year they win it. But yeah, the defense, you're right. Texas Tech's defense is amazing. I mean, compared to Virginia, I think they're like right there, right?
Yeah, Texas Tech and Virginia and Kansas State has great defense. But that's the thing. Like Texas Tech has half the game in the bag because I think they're the best defense in the country. So if they're clicking offensively, they are super dangerous in the tournament.
Right.
But they weren't clicking offensively down the stretch. But I think that losing to West Virginia in the Big 12 tournament is going to be good for them. Just like I think Gonzaga losing to St. Mary's in the tournament is going to be good for them. So they feel human again,
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah, nothing really makes you confident going into a tournament like losing. Because
no, but
I know, like, I just feel motivated after I've lost.
But you don't think teams get too full of themselves and like a loss?
I think that's a narrative that people who never played sports fucking say to themselves.
I disagree.
It is complete bullshit.
I tend to agree with Jay.
Losing doesn't help you. You know what helps you? Winning. You know what gives you confidence? Winning. You know what makes you think that you
But you don't think teams fall asleep at the wheel because they just win every game?
No.
I do.
No, absolutely not. I mean, no.
I do.
That is an absurd thing to say.
Well, I agree more with Jay. Like, I think they're going to have incentive to play better, and it's kind of a wake-up call. Teams that I like fading are ones that sort of luck into winning their conference championship and then get the, automatic bid to the tournament, and then it's a letdown spot for them for sure. So,
right. Yeah, I agree. I think that's the perfect way to phrase it. I think it's just a wake-up call. Like, oh, shit, maybe we're not as good as we think we are, Maybe Maybe we should concentrate and actually pay attention to what the fucking coach is saying. You know what I mean?
Definitely. So let me ask you guys, who's your champion then?
I have North Carolina winning it all.
Fuck, that's who I was gonna.
I have Duke, but I have Duke and North Carolina in the title game, and let's just be honest, that's just flipping a coin. So,
right.
I mean, I don't really think it matters if you pick North Carolina or Duke. They're the two best teams. So I don't think it matters one way.
Yeah, I would agree. It's probably a coin flip. I mean, if I was setting the line on that game, I'd probably set it at Duke -1. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I got Texas Tech beating Duke.
I hope you're right because I would love to see that. I would love to see Texas Tech make the final. Texas Tech.
So my thinking there is that defense, because we know Duke can't shoot the three, right? That always plays teams in the tourney.
They can't shoot, period, really.
True, right. So then you got Texas Tech's defense, and if they're not shooting well, so I don't know. I know a lot of people are going to go with Duke, so I'm going to pick Texas Tech there.
And again, I think if UNC sees Tennessee, I think that they'll have less of a hard time. But I mean, North Carolina, if North Carolina sees Tennessee, they'll probably have less of a hard time. But I think if they see Virginia, that's another coin flip game. The top three in the ACC are just so far and above, in my opinion, everybody else in Division I this year that it's a little weird to put like 3 ACC teams in your Final Four. But I just think they're the best teams this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
But the problem is how many times has Virginia been one of the best teams, and how many times did they just not do a fucking thing?
But they finally have an offense, bro. Last year, they were the best defensive team in the nation, and their offense was dreadful. This year, they have
up 9 early against Nebraska.
Shit, that started? Oh, man, I meant to put that in.
Yeah, Butler's up 9 already.
I didn't bet it either.
Man.
I went downstairs, grabbed another beer, put my plate away, came back up, and the game was already started. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's 11-2. They're already they went from a 5-point dog to -1.5.
Man. Well, maybe
what else is cool? Remember when I'm like, hey, what about Sam Houston State +7 on that first half? Wasn't that interesting, Jay? And you're like, I don't know, Anthony. I'm scared to bet, even though we're a betting show. I don't know if I want to make a bet.
I don't bet with your money, bro. Make the decision. Be a man.
God dang it! I should have taken the Cavs. The Bucks are up. The Bucks aren't going to win this. Stupid Cavs.
You bet any hockey tonight, Eric?
I didn't. There's nothing really of value. One curious one is this: the Ducks, Jets at Ducks. The Ducks have been the movement's going steady the Ducks' way, but I still can't. It'd be like a hold your nose and bet it. I was hoping to get like +145 on it. It's already down to +130. So yeah,
what about,
so far tomorrow looks pretty fair odds. So I didn't bet anything.
Hey, I know the Ottawa Senators are bad, but who the fuck are the Vancouver Canucks to be laying 190 against anybody?
So yeah, that's the thing. I looked at it when Canucks were -170, and it was actually fair odds at that time. But yeah, I agree. That was another one I was looking at.
Yeah, because the Senators are all the way up to +165 now. Is that a hold your nose and take it?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at you for trying it, but again, yeah, it's just, believe it or not, the odds are actually fair at that price.
Who do you think wins it all? You think it's the Lightning?
So, dude, if you remember when you were asking for futures, I gave out the Bruins.
Yeah, I said it on Joe Ranieri's show.
Yeah, man, I think it was like +1250. They're looking really good now. I don't know if I'm not saying they could beat the Lightning. That obviously they're favored for a reason, but man, they're looking really good. I think that in the East, that's one team that can actually beat the Lightning, and I think the Stanley Cup champ will come out of the Eastern Conference this year. So,
yeah, that makes sense. South Florida's up 4 in overtime. I should have bet them, man. Fuck me. Wow. Butler's up 14-2. Now, how bad is Nebraska?
Oh, dude. I just it's like a warm shot of whiskey to my sweet, sweet soul hearing you say that. Say that again, please.
How bad is Nebraska?
Oh, give me the score again. What's the score?
Did you hop on them? +5?
No, I have the under, but just tell me again. What's the score?
14-2.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I came a little. Whew.
What were they? They were like what, -200? I mean, +200, somewhere around there.
This will shut all those fucking Husker basketball fans up, and it's going to just make me. It's going to feel good when Tim Miles is fired. They fire another basketball coach. Oh, it's going to be amazing. I cannot.
What did you get the total at? The live total is 142.5.
I got it at 143.5 under.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sam Houston. I guess TCU does not look like they want to be there right now. They're down 14-9 to Sam Houston State.
Yeah,
there was big.
Remember that time when I said, "Should we take Sam Houston State +7?"
The kid.
Yeah, remember that?
He's unbearable sometimes, Eric. It's just bad. It's just bad. So that they're +5.5 right now.
Before I join, I'll read the comments. Why do you guys go honeymoon?
Yeah.
Eric, are you like hungover or something?
Yeah, it's great.
Is that why you don't want to show your face? You're just keeping that pretty boy a headshot up on the screen?
I wish I could join, but yeah, I kind of like it this way. I just like because that was a professional photo I had done, so I'll never look back.
Yeah, it's good enough, man. We're happy you're with us.
Yeah, man, it's great. I'm actually gonna grab a little whiskey here. I've had a couple beers tonight. I was hungover in that photo, though.
Were you?
Funny. Yeah, I completely forgot.
I wish I looked that good hungover.
There's a little Photoshop going on there, I think.
Had the airbrush
going. Oh,
tone down the red cheeks.
What channel is this Cavs game on? I'm updating the score. There's like 11 seconds left, but they're only down 3.
I don't know. I know there was an ESPN NBA game tonight.
If the Bucks can force an overtime, I can cash both bets I made. But I'll need the Bucks to force overtime to cash both bets I made on this game.
Yeah, no, the
Otherwise,
Philly game is on ESPN. Oh, the Johnny's game started. Here we go. Let's go.
The Johnnies.
I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourself.
All right, I'm gonna check that Senators odds now that it moved a little bit.
How lucky were we that you picked yesterday to be all your unders, because Washington and Tampa are already at 7 goals in the second period.
Yeah, I forget what I had projected on that one, but it was like 7 point something. Games like that, I think I'm going to start looking at these alternate totals. You know, like plus, like over 7 or over 7.5. You can get some like really good plus odds at those numbers. But yeah, I'm going to be hitting unders for the remainder of the season. You know, in spots when it makes sense. Things are tightening up.
I tailed you yesterday. You went like 3-0. On those
yeah, I did. I added the
we
Devils.
Got lucky. No, we got lucky last night in the Calgary game. There was a empty netter that got called back because of offsides with like 30 seconds left.
Oh,
I don't know if you were watching that game or not. Yeah. Yeah, it was. They got one empty netter, so it made it 4-2. So we were still good. And then they got another empty netter 20 seconds later. I'm like, shit, there went the freaking under. And then it was immediately called off. They reviewed it, and it was called back for offside. So we hit that under. Wound up being 4-2 was the final. So I'm like, whew.
Yeah,
I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah, man, 3-0 felt nice. Hockey's was a little rough to me, you know, this season, especially after last year when I had such a good season. But it's like I said, I'm kind of adjusting to the value approach. So with that and the totals moving, like 6 is the new average
5.5.
total. Yeah, it used to be 5.
Yeah.
Last year was 5.5. So it kind of like threw a monkey wrench and everything. Last year totals were really profitable for me.
Well, yeah, like last year it was crazy because you'd have all those 5.5. So if you had the over, once it was a 3-2 game, you won a lot of those because of the empty netters or they pulled the goalie. But all those 5.5s, and if you had turned into 6s, and if you have the under or if you had the over at 6, it's like you wind up pushing a lot because it goes 4-2.
Right. I think a lot more people are betting the NHL this year too. So the books are paying more attention to it, and it seems like you can't really get as many advantages on the odds too. So.
Does anybody know what's going on?
I don't know.
I'm
not going to bet hockey today.
Hey, you're there by Cleveland. Is this a Cavs game on TV around you? I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, but dude, I honestly haven't watched a minute of the Cavs.
I'm updating the score. I got 7 seconds left, and I'd be really ecstatic if the Bucks hit a 3-pointer to force overtime because I got the Bucks on the money line, but I also had the Cavs second half over, which I need overtime in order for the Cavs to get their second half over. So I'd rather.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I'd rather not lose 2 bets on the same game.
I don't have a TV in the room here with me. Otherwise, I'd flip it on. But
nope. Cavs just took a lead by 4. The game's over. The game's going to be over. Never mind. I threw a couple of units away, right down the toilet on that one.
Did you bet any other NBA tonight?
No, I betted that. Oh yeah, I do. I got the Wizards Bulls. I got the Wizards minus the points at like 4. And I took the under the Grizzlies Rockets game. Although somehow the Grizzlies have figured out how to score, which is awfully queer.
So I'm on that under.
Not really sure how they figured that one out.
3 points at halftime. I took Wizards minus 3.5, and I think under in that one too, under 231 or something like that.
Who wasn't on the Wizards?
That's a good question.
Besides Jay, because he refuses to bet the NBA. He says that league's dead to him, and then he throws out a bunch of goofy Italian New Jersey sayings with it. Oh, the NBA Fugazi. Oh, I'm like, okay.
It's like an episode of The Sopranos, huh?
When you talk to him, it is weird.
It is funny that like Jersey is 98% Italian people.
I mean, it was like, yeah, you're Italian 150 years ago. Let it go. I was Swedish 100 years ago, but I'm American now. I don't go, oh, you're me. It's like whatever, man.
One funny thing about Cleveland is people still are really like into their like European. White people are still into their European heritage, which is cool. I think there's a lot of Polish here. There's a lot of good Polish restaurants, and this is something we should address. Is Cleveland is not nearly as shitty as you want to make out. So if you guys ever come down, I'll introduce you to some.
I have said on many occasions it's Ohio as a whole, the Rust Belt as a whole, and especially Columbus that are shitholes. I mean, Cleveland's got some nice areas, but wasn't your lake literally on fire before?
So it was a river that caught fire, which I got news for you, man. There's a lot of rivers in the United States that would have caught fire in the 1970s before there was like EPA regulations. But I wouldn't live in Ohio. Like within an hour of the lake for sure, because the lakefront's where it's at.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That Rust Belt though. Oof.
But you live in Omaha, Nebraska, man. It's not like you're living it up on the West Coast or something.
Yeah, I know, but we have an economy that at least has some upward momentum around here.
So actually, Cleveland's coming back.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I just don't know if people who are like born and raised in the Rust Belt get this or not. But you know, it's not normal to have half your buildings in the downtown area dilapidated and abandoned, right?
Well, see, right, but we also have a downtown, which Omaha is still working on. So two 12-story buildings don't count as a downtown. And
we have more than two 12-story buildings, you dick.
no, but no, Cleveland's really making a rebound. But yeah, it is, and also like you realize people from Cleveland do like travel and still decide to come back and live in Cleveland because it's not that bad. For one thing, man, I like what you spend on a house here. You could buy a lot of house. You know, there's the cost of living is really really good.
Yeah, that's that's something like people who live on the coast don't really seem to understand about the middle of the country is, you know, they're like, why would people want to live in the middle of the country? And I'm like, well, why would you want to spend 70% of your take-home income on rent?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's like California. You either got to be on welfare, or you got to be millionaire. There's no middle class there anymore, man. It's kind of weird.
Well, yeah, the term house poor doesn't apply to. That was a term invented by people on the coast. Like, I don't know anybody around here who's called house poor, but.
Yeah, we hear it here, but that's like somebody buying, you know, like a $400,000 house that they can't afford, not a $2 million, 1,400 square foot house like you do in LA, you know.
I don't know. For 1,400 square feet, I'm not. For $2 million, I better get a hell of a lot more than 1,400 square feet.
I think that's how it works out there, man. It's pretty.
Yeah, I need for $2 million. I need like 3 different guest houses to like keep all my neighbors away from me.
Right. Yeah, for $2 million in the Cleveland area, you get a really nice house. You probably get, you know, 8,000 square feet, pool.
Yeah, Jay probably spends $2 million on his house, and he probably lives in like a 900 square foot duplex or something.
Yeah, well, first of all, I don't spend $2 million on my house. I wish I could. And second of all, it is depressing what you would get over here for $2 million. I'm like 15. I'm 15 minutes from New York City. So, I mean, you basically for about $300,000, you get a shed over here. You get like a, no joke, like a two-bedroom condo in an okay neighborhood for $300,000.
Yeah, I've done it.
Man,
I've looked at like the apartment listings and stuff because, you know, I had the New York Times, right? And so I'll just sometimes I'll scroll down and look at the apartment listings in the New York Times, and it's like, ooh, I get a 500 square foot rat infested studio apartment for $2,000 a month. Sign me up. I would love a 500 square foot studio
every house that's around
with rats for $2,000.
Every house that's around me is about $450,000, and it's a normal little shitty 2-bedroom, maybe 3-bedroom house by where I am.
Man,
so yeah,
no, thank you. So
I mean, for what Justin is doing, building his own house and building like a 5-bedroom house. 5-bedroom houses around here, new construction, are $600,000.
That's nuts. 20 is
Nebraska hit a 3. God damn it, Nebraska fuckers.
Let's talk about the bracket
chamber.
In Hoboken, which is like 10 minutes away from me, maybe.
Well, the Bulls are pulling away from the Wizards. Yeesh.
No, maybe like 20 minutes away from me. Hoboken, like they're 3/4 the price of like Manhattan, probably. Like, I don't know what in Manhattan, what's it cost you for a studio apartment? Maybe two grand for a studio apartment in Manhattan. You probably get a one bedroom in that area for about $2,000 in Hoboken, because Hoboken is just right across the river from the city. Like you hop on and you're at the Lincoln Tunnel in 2 minutes, and you're in Manhattan.
Here comes the Corns, Huskers.
I'm sick of fucking New Jersey, man. Like, I've lived here my whole life, and I'm like ready for a change. I wouldn't mind it.
Come to Cleveland, man.
Yeah, because nothing says change like Cleveland.
You'd be surprised, man. I tell you what,
Omaha.
You guys come for a visit, and you'll see the light.
Eric didn't say what you will about him, but didn't he build up the didn't he build up downtown Cleveland, him being there, or no? Yeah.
Fucking LeBron James? Was he a carpenter now too? Like
no,
Jesus Christ?
When he signed the big deal, didn't they start building out downtown Cleveland? Like, I heard that he was a huge boom to the economy down there. Is that just bullshit?
Well, I mean, the Cavs were like a hot ticket, but the Q is the arena that the Cavs play in. They're just doing like a huge renovation now, like just this year. They're kind of like enclosing it, making more of like an expo. I think we got the NBA All-Star game next year. But I mean, yeah, it definitely helps businesses and stuff. But I mean, the owner of the Cavs is Dan Gilbert, and he's done a ton for the city. But yeah, it's not LeBron.
Yeah,
LeBron.
LeBron.
I'm not going to go on a tangent right now.
LeBron made Dan Gilbert out to be like enemy number one in the town of Cleveland.
Right. And what happened, basically, when he did the decision thing, he just, so they were like,
decision. He signed a free agent contract and they called it the decision. Well, how full of yourself is that?
For one thing, you went on TV. And that whole time, like, the ownership was just like, "Hey, man, we just want to know what you're doing." And he just didn't communicate with anybody. He leased office space in downtown Cleveland and was hosting all the other GMs and coaches, like Phil Jackson and the Knicks were like coming in their limos, and like everyone was giving him PowerPoint presentations on why he should sign. And the whole time, the Cavs were just like, "Hey, if you're leaving, that's fine. We just need to know so we could decide what our next course of action is." And he just didn't respond to him. And then he goes on national TV and announces he's taking his talents to South Beach. And so that's why, like, it just, people forgave him in Cleveland, but not me, man. I'm not that forgiving.
His talents. That's right. Hysterical.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who the fuck says that? But anyways, I hate LeBron James. The NBA championship is not enough to overcome that.
Yeah, and as soon as he won that chip, he was out.
Right. And dude, if the Browns win the Super Bowl, nobody's.
Yeah, as soon as he won the chip, 2 years after he won it.
Yeah, well, he could have resigned. He didn't. If it was like, it was the wrong move leaving Cleveland. If he would have retired there, that would have been a different story.
Hey, Jason, can you blame him, though, for not re-signing? I mean, after all, he had such an opportunity to win another championship with the Lakers.
Yeah, they didn't do. I mean,
there in LA.
Once, who was the Irving? Kyrie Irving. Once he was out, I mean, LeBron was really left with nothing there. I mean, Kevin Love was still there, and a bunch of shitbags. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was terrible.
I mean, wouldn't you consider Kevin Love part of the shitbags?
I can't believe the St. John's down 10 already. His fucking team.
Yeah, I'm going to lose a lot of money today. I'm kind of irritated by that. I mean,
Chris Mullins got to go, bro. He's got to go.
I'll lose a moderate amount of units today. Yeah, I'm going to make up for winning my first 3 bets on the day by losing my last 6.
Nebraska's back hanging around. They're down 2.
Yeah, that's annoying. I'd rather they not be hanging around.
I'm looking for like a live betting opportunity. I don't really see anything.
Nor do I.
The Bulls are still beating the Wizards, huh?
Unfortunate.
That sucks.
They are. I'm also on the under there though, so that's looking okay.
Oh, what did you get him at?
231.
Oh,
I think
that's good. The live total 220.5.
Nice. Yeah, you could have had like 233 or 233.5 even. That was the best play on the board NBA tonight. And then, of course, Cersei was on it. That's who put me on that pick.
Yeah, he got he finally got life is settling down again, and he's betting.
Yeah, which is good, man. It's always good.
Definitely.
Yeah, his 3 bets a week.
No, he would bet every day.
Yeah, he bets every day, but he is selective. But I mean, you can't, like I said, man, his approach is as sound as it gets.
He's the most disciplined sports bettor I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm low volume too, though. Like I might make 2 or 3 bets a day. That's it.
Right.
You know, except during football season. I would make like 6 bets on a Sunday, 5 bets on a Saturday. But that's just because I know I'm probably going to win. I need a lot of work in other sports. What the
I mean,
fuck
I think it makes sense, you know, where it works, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
The St. John's is down 10.
12.
Down 12 to
22 to
2?
10 to a team that doesn't even deserve to be in the tournament.
It's Arizona State, right?
Yeah. I can't
So that's
believe the
Bobby
Packers
Hurley.
got 3 bids.
But Bobby Hurley's going to go against his own team, right?
Yeah, Eric. Bobby Hurley is like a tri-state icon, bro. Like the Hurley family in New Jersey is like the gold standard of basketball. So it would really suck if he was the one that stuck the knife in. That would suck.
Yeah. So and then he goes against his old team Buffalo in the tournament, right?
Yeah. If I think so. Yeah. The winner goes to Buffalo. Yep.
I'd take Arizona State in that one, I think, man.
Buffalo's been really good this year, though.
Yeah, they are really good.
Yeah, I mean, I think Buffalo probably wins the first game and then loses to Texas Tech. If I had to, you know.
Yep. You're high on Marquette too, right? Because I know Murray State's a really popular dog, but I'm on Marquette. I think they go.
Yeah, I agree. I think Marquette will win the game just because of the role players are better than Murray State.
Right. And then I got Vermont upsetting Florida State, which I'm kind of on the fence about. I think a lot of people are going to be on Vermont.
A lot of people are going to be on Vermont plus the points. I think Florida State wins the game, and I think maybe there's a small chance that Vermont plays within the number. But I think, like, in terms of a bracket, I think Florida State will win the game.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think Belmont is a team. I like them. I think they can maybe be a team that makes a run. New Mexico State, that's going to be a popular one, but I like that.
I think that they're going to lose. I think Auburn is a really good team. A really good team.
Yeah.
I think Auburn's going to beat New Mexico State, and I think Auburn's going to beat the winner of Kansas and Northeastern. I think Northeastern's live to pull an upset just because of how much of a down year it is for Kansas. But I think Auburn will go as far as North Carolina and then lose.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I know New Mexico State's good, but yeah, a lot of people are going to be on them. So I think Kansas will probably beat Northeastern, but I do agree. I think that's a live dog. But I think a lot of people will be on that.
Everybody's blowing Tennessee, but I mean, Auburn won the SEC championship and beat Tennessee twice. They're a really good team.
Yeah, that's a good point, man.
You know who's not a good team?
Who?
St. John's.
Live trolling on the stream.
It's just endless. It's endless.
Yeah, this whole Midwest region is tough.
Midwest region. Yeah, I mean, except I just think that North Carolina is so good that I don't. In the end, I don't think it's going to matter. But like, I think Houston is going to beat Kentucky down the road. I think Houston's really good. And again, I think losing to Cincinnati in the AAC championship was probably good for them. I think they'll wake up. You know, Kentucky's good, man, but I mean, they've had spots. I mean, they were outscored 18-5 the last minute and change of that Tennessee game to lose to go to the SEC final. Like, how do you do that? If you're good, you close out games, you know?
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean about that region. Because, Houston, I could see him going to like the Elite Eight. I could see him going to Georgia State or Iowa State.
Iowa State's another good team.
Yep.
Do the Spurs come back in the second half?
I have no idea. I don't care for the NBA.
Oh, how about this? The second half total in the Spurs Heat games 102. How do you not hammer that?
I mean, they got 109 and San Antonio only scored 47 points. So yeah, I don't hate that.
Yeah, I don't hate it so much that I'm betting it.
Iowa State,
Spurs Heat
will beat Ohio State.
Spurs Heat second half over 102.
Yeah, I'm not high on Ohio State.
Yeah, me either. I think Houston will cover that spread though against Georgia State. I think they'll cover the 11.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of love for Georgia State, but to be honest, I don't really know much about them. So.
I think either team. I think both Wofford and Seton Hall. Either team could probably win that game.
Yeah,
and they'll probably lose to Kentucky, so it doesn't matter. You know.
Yeah, I got Seton Hall winning that, but that's probably a coin flip, really.
How the fuck did Butler let Nebraska back in this game? God damn it! Fucking Butler.
Can you believe the amount of love, Eric, that UC Irvine's getting?
No, I don't understand it. I guess it's just because they look good in their conference tournament.
They did. I mean, they were really good all year in their conference, but the line went.
How can they not look good in their
to 4?
No, I just want to know how can they not look good in their conference tournament when they're like minus 200 to win it?
Yeah, I know. And Kansas State, I think, has almost everybody back from the Final Four team last year.
That's a really
Jesus Christ. Shit the bed more, St. John's. Motherfuckers. What the hell, dude?
Who do you guys got in the Wisconsin?
Your team. Jason, your team is fucking ass. Of all the teams in the Big East to get the last pick to get into the tournament, it was St. John's. Do you think Creighton or Butler would be down by like 30 to Arizona State right now?
Well, I think Creighton couldn't even beat St. John's, so there's that.
You know what? Shut your whore mouth. Jesus Christ. Just shit the bed harder, Chris Mullen. What the fuck?
Yeah, he's got to go. I love him, but he's got to go. I think that Marquette Murray State game is going to be fun to watch. Marcus Howard and John Morant go at it, but I think that the Marquette role players are just better than the Murray State role players.
The problem with Marquette is, in theory, they should beat Murray State by like 15, right? But Marquette hasn't been doing shit for like a month.
Yeah, they had they closed out the season poorly. I agree.
I think losing 5 out of 6 is a little bit more than poor.
Well, it depends on who they played. I think Belmont was really impressive against Temple. I mean, I think they're live against Maryland.
That's a bet I made. I took a money line at plus 143 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Maryland has been so inconsistent. One game they look phenomenal, the next game they look like ass. So I could definitely see Belmont catching Maryland on the wrong day.
And Belmont, I know obviously the schedule is not as hard, but I was looking at offensive efficiency, and I think they're like 6th in the country. They are 6th. Yep.
If you look at the final scores of their games, man, they put up fucking 95 every game. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was about to say, Eric, Belmont is as good at putting the ball into the basket as Arizona State is putting the ball into the basket against St. John's defense.
What a dick. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, they're down 16 right now. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Why the fuck did I let you convince me that St. John's should be a play here, man?
I'm happy that you're going to lose too, though.
No, what St. John's needs to do is come all the way back, because it does happen on occasion where a team just storms back and then lose by 1.
I mean, not for nothing. Arizona State can't miss a shot, bro. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, Texas couldn't have shot either at the beginning of the game yesterday, and then South Dakota State almost won. So that was kind of a cool cover for us. So maybe that'll happen here.
That would be nice.
God, why is Butler shitting the bed now? How the hell do you let Nebraska back in this game? F you, Butler. God, I just want Nebraska to lose so bad. Trigger Man is trolling you in the chat too, Jason.
That's all right. That's all right. You're all going to be sucking my dick during football season.
Nice.
I mean, I don't really have a whole lot of interest in sucking your dick, Jay, but...
well, I mean, coming from you, I take that as a compliment. Thank you.
What, that I told you that I don't have interest in sucking your dick?
Yes, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't appeal to me.
Sam Houston State's staying strong against TCU.
God, you know what? I want to fucking reach through my screen and punch you in the face for talking me off betting that, too. I was going to take Sam Houston State on that first half line. I was, like, so ready. And how the fuck did Butler let Nebraska take the lead before halftime? Fuck you, Butler, you fucking whores.
Did you bet him?
No, I just wanted to. I don't need to bet against Nebraska to vehemently root against Nebraska.
I mean, but can all those people that live there, like, are they really going to brag about an NIT win?
Dude. Jay. Dude. Oh. Yeah. It'll be bad. Dude. Well, you got to understand something. Are you aware? Okay, you're not, but let me just make you aware. Are you aware that Nebraska is literally like the only team in the major conference basketball, like of the Big Five conferences, that has never won an NCAA tournament game?
Really? I did not know that.
Nebraska has never won an NCAA tournament game.
The only team in a Power 5 conference never to do that?
They've never won an NCAA tournament game.
Wow. And I guess included in the hate must be all those Nebraska fans every year seeing Creighton like make the Sweet 16. Like that must get under their fucking skin like nothing does.
Well, the thing is, I don't think Creighton's ever actually made the Sweet 16. Creighton always wins the tournament. They'll win their first round game and then they lose the second round.
Oh, if for some reason it always seems like they get past the first weekend. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
They'll get past the first round, but they always lose in the second round because Creighton was in the Missouri Valley for all those years, so they had like a lot of like 10 and 12 seeds and stuff. Or Creighton will get stuck at like an 8-9 game.
But the second round is still the first weekend, though, right? Because Saturday, Sunday is the second round. Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll like back when in the Missouri Valley, they would get 12, and they'd occasionally get an upset as a 12 seed. But when they were in the last several years, since they've been in the Big East, they've gotten like higher seeds, and they'll come in, as a middle of the pack Big East team. They'll make the tournament as like an 8-9, 10-7 line, and they're playing North Carolina and Duke in the second round. So, yeah, Creighton's never really had a good draw.
Fucking twatty, bro. Nebraska is not known for the athletic prowess, let's be frank.
Yeah, fuck Huskers. I hate them.
No, he means the state. He means like the entire state of Nebraska.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I'm a Nebraska Cornhusker football fan, but most Nebraska football fans still pretend like it's the 1990s. And trust me, as somebody who's been completely 100% aware of the fact that Nebraska has been a mediocre mid-tier football program for 20 years, it is unbearable to live in this state and continue to listen to these people think that we're a contender for the national title every single season. Like, people outside the state don't get it. Like, there's still 80% of the populace of the state, especially the ones who are over 50, who think that the University of Nebraska should be contending for a national title every single year.
Because they were Alabama. They were Alabama in the 90s.
Yeah, like a lot of people forget those 1990 Nebraska teams were better than the Alabama teams. It was fucking ridiculous. Nebraska had a 5-year run where they won 3 national titles and lost 3 games in 5 years. Like, Alabama's winning national titles with like 1 win, or they still lose a game. Like, Nebraska went like 13-0, 3 out of 5 seasons, and skull-fucked teams in the national title game. But the problem is that was the 90s. We're in 2019.
Yeah, and you guys were in the Big 12.
Whatever year.
Now you have a legitimate dynasty in Ohio State to contend with every year. So
yeah, I mean, I've accepted the fact that Nebraska is a middle of the pack Big Ten team. They'll contend for the Big Ten West title this year because the Big Ten West is down and Nebraska is kind of trending up. But I mean, you still have people for the last 20 years, despite the fact they're 8-5 every fucking year, or with Mike Riley losing every year, thinking that they're a goddamn national title contender, and it's annoying as fuck. Like, oh, you don't think Nebraska will go 10-2 this year? No, I don't think Nebraska will go 10-2 because, unlike you, I actually watch more college football than Husker games, and I know that there's like 50 teams out there that are better. You know what I mean? It's just annoying. It just gets frustrating. It's like, yeah, I'm a fan of the team, but God, it is unsufferable sometimes living in the state and listening to people like think that team's. I'll shut up. Whatever. I went on a tangent now.
Yeah, Swati said we spend a lot of time on Nebraska for reasons that are beyond me. I said agreed.
Well, we spend a lot of time talking about St. John's on this show for reasons that are beyond me.
I mean, do we though? They just happen to be playing a game tonight. That's the biggest game of the night.
Hungover. Look how flush he is. Look how flush.
Yeah, he looks like he has to be an alcoholic. He's got that like super red alcoholic face.
Yeah, I was like literally just noticing that. Like, holy crap. That's like what my face is going to look like when I'm in my 50s. Absolutely. That's easily what I'm going to look like in my 50s.
I want to take if the Butler game gets back to the original line of 5.5, I'm going to take Butler live. It's 3.5 right now. What's the halftime line on is TCU Sam Houston State at the half yet?
No, I'm like getting around to reading the comments. I mean, Twatty's not exactly wrong. They recruit outside the state in order to get the talent.
I'm looking. I'm trying to see if I could find the second half line.
All right, boys. I think I'm going to punch out for the night.
All righty. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Yeah, man.
The Wizards shit the bed.
Anytime you're bored and you want to hop on, just let me know and I'll send you the invite.
Cool, man. Yeah, I'm going to be doing more and more. Like I said, this weekend's out because I got the in-laws coming in. And
yeah, all good.
They're pretty straight-laced Presbyterians.
Oh, so Jesus.
Oh, so
I
you
can't
can't let them know that you're live streaming a live gambling show
Yeah.
with your buddy?
Yeah, I'm gonna step away and just talk gambling for a while.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. I hear you.
All right, man. You guys have a good night. I'll catch you in the morning. All right.
You got it.
Yep. Later.
God. Twatty says he doesn't want to talk Nebraska, but then he like pops some little things into the chat that make me want to answer his questions about the intricacies of Nebraska football recruiting.
Twatty, don't get him. Don't get him going.
No, like they recruit Florida, Texas, California. Like most of their top players come from those areas. When they're in the Big 12, they had a lot of Texas recruits because there's like 4 Texas schools in that conference.
So Sam Houston State's down 5 at the half. Second half is plus 4.5.
Wow, so Sam Houston State would have covered that plus 7 on the first half, huh? Cool.
Yeah, it looks that way. Yeah, should have bet it.
That's awesome. I really should have. Why didn't I bet that? What was there? Some little bug in my ear telling me that it wasn't worth betting.
Listen, I got a hard enough time betting my money. I don't need to be betting your money too.
I know. I'm just trying to give you shit because that's like literally all I do.
I know, bro. I know.
Oh, you know, if you weren't good
halftime
at this, I wouldn't give you shit because I feel bad. I only tease the ones I love. If you weren't good at this, I wouldn't give you shit because then I feel bad. I feel like I was punching down. You know, I only tease the ones I love.
Time today that I've heard that phrase, punching down. I was listening. I was watching like cable news, and somebody brought up that exact same line, punching down. So
yeah.
So Butler's down a point at the half, and they're only plus 4. So you're only getting like a plus 3. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
So maybe TCU and
Houston State at plus 6 is getting them plus 10 on the game. So that's a 2-point discount on the closing line of plus 12. And but I don't know if I want to bet or not. I really like that first half line, but I'll let that go.
I'm going to hope that Nebraska and TCU go on a little run to open up the second half, and then bet Butler and Sam Houston State. As far as live betting for college, it's an absolute disgrace. St. John's didn't even show up.
Well, you know, they're on a 2-0 run, so.
I mean, 35-19. You're down 16 in the first half to Arizona State? Fuck.
They're on a 2-0 run, man. They can come back.
They're plus 12.5 right now, and I'm not even comfortable taking it.
Well, the Wizards, if they can take a lead here on the Bulls, could theoretically cover this fucking spread.
Oh, that might be my first loss because that's the only thing I bet on the show. -4. Yeah, -4. It's a 3-point game with how much time left? About 4 minutes?
2.
Oh, 2.
2 minutes, 15 seconds.
So we're hoping for overtime?
Yeah, or they like just take a 3, tie it up, stop the Bulls, get another 3, stop the Bulls, get a basket, whatever. I mean, like I said, you're obviously not a favorite to cover right here, but it's still theoretically possible.
Raymond's on Sam Houston full game. Yeah.
Oh, they're only down 1 now. The Wizards are down 1 now. It's 108-107.
I'm just not going to take Sam Houston cheaper than the pregame line. So hopefully TCU goes on a little roll, and then I will hop on them.
All right. So I just got a message. I have Popeyes waiting for me downstairs. So I am going to go. Oh, the Wizards took the lead. And the Bulls took the lead back. Man, there's just fucking update so quickly. All right. Well, I am going to go downstairs and investigate this Popeye situation. If you want to go ahead and entertain the masses and talk about things other than Nebraska football recruiting or whatever.
I will do that.
I mean, yeah.
All right. Save me the beak. Man, Twatty. I wish you lived like next door, bro. We would have fun. Fuck me. Fuck me with this St. John's bet. I can't catch a fucking cold the last 2.5 weeks of college basketball. I mean, football season can't come fast enough. And I still got to wait 5 months. $35-21 right now, and the in-game line is 10.5, and I'm not even comfortable taking it. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I'm definitely gonna hop on Sam Houston State if I get a line around the pregame line. Right now it's 10.5. Like if I see 13.5 or 14, I'm gonna jump on that, and I'm gonna jump on Butler too. All right, Trigger Man. All right. CFL is in June. Oh, yeah. I'm not really a big CFL guy, to be honest with you. I never really got because they never had CFL games really on in the States. But then, like a couple of years ago, ESPN started playing like the Grey Cup, and then a couple regular season games. But I don't know, for some reason, I just never got into betting the CFL. But I'm looking forward to starting my prep all summer in a couple months for college football and the NFL. I love that. And we have like an MMA event every single week now, so we'll always make money there. Yeah, that's AAF, Raymond. That's another one that I think I've watched maybe one half of one AAF game. It seems like pretty bad football. I mean, when Christian Hackenberg is somebody's starting quarterback, I'm not really feeling it. I saw him shit the bed for the Jets every preseason. How long does the AAF season go for? What is there like? There's 8 teams, right? Yeah, I mean, football's football. I'm sure that I could cap the AAF and do what I do in football in college. But 10-week regular season. So what are they, like halfway through the league?
Look at Twatty.
Till they run out of money.
Twatty's statement is probably way more accurate. Right. Is there anything better in the world Is there anything that just makes everything in life worth living more than Popeye's biscuits?
I've never had Popeyes.
Shut your poor mouth.
I'm not even joking.
You're what? You're serious?
Yeah, I swear to God.
You've never had Popeyes?
Never. Bobby Hurley already got the first technical. I love it. I love that Bobby H.
Like, is there a reason why you've never had Popeyes? I mean, they have them around there, don't they?
Yeah, they're around. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like meat on a bone. I don't know if that makes any sense.
You know, meat is
Generally
off a bone.
Yeah, I know. Like I'll deal with buffalo wings. But I mean, that's it.
Razor Ramon is mad at St. John's, but he doesn't think the game's out of control. He has way more faith in alcoholic Chris Mullen than you or I do.
I mean, they're down 13. You know, it's not over yet.
Love these biscuits, man. I can eat Popeyes like 2-3 times a week. It's amazing.
You can actually see the steam coming off Bobby Hurley's head. That's why I love that dude. I mean, he had to deal with Christian Laettner for 4 years, bro. Even he hated Christian Laettner.
Who didn't hate Christian Laettner?
Even you know, the teammates that he won 2 championships with.
I didn't even know who Christian Laettner was until he was already out of the league, and even I hate that guy.
I just can't wait. Like I got to get my mojo back, bro. Football season just can't start soon enough.
I'm okay with football season. Spring is in the air. The snow is melted. We got weather in the upper 40s, lower 50s coming up. When we have baseball starting. You telling me that's not everything you could want in life?
I am definitely looking forward to not selling any picks for 4 months, so I could just prep for football. I am looking forward to that because I'm getting a fucking ulcer.
I think the reason why Nebraska climbed back this game was Tim Miles. They're like, well, let's give Tim Miles, Coach Miles, one more game before he gets fired. But that is kind of annoying that they climbed back the game. Ooh, good. He got the spicy chicken. That tasted spicy. A little bit of Louisiana hot sauce on.
Second half
what do
is
you
back.
Get when you get fried chicken?
I get
you don't get Popeyes. What do you order when you get fried chicken?
Like chicken tenders. You know, like I'll eat from Popeyes. I just won't get like chicken on the bone. But I've never eaten from there. I've eaten from like KFC before. Shit like that.
KFC. Yeah, okay. Jesus Christ. What is it with white people in KFC?
I'm like a more like steak and potatoes guy than like a chicken, like fried chicken guy.
I guess. I don't know. That's fucking. Looked at the live lines yet?
Yeah, it's tight.
Did the Wizards lose yet?
It's 113, 113, 111. They're losing. It says 1 minute left in the game.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. Like, you win your first couple bets on the day, then, like, all the other ones are losing. That's kind of irritating. A little on the annoying side. A little on the not fun side.
I eat grilled chicken. I like grilled chicken. Cut grilled chicken up in a salad. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Sam Houston down 2. Butler tied at 38. I just don't see anything I want to take right now. Not yet.
Nah, so what do we like tomorrow? Tomorrow's games. So we are on Louisville then?
Honestly, just fade me every college basketball game right now.
So I'm on Minnesota then?
Yeah, I like Louisville.
So I'll bet Minnesota?
Yeah, I would. 50% of me.
Yale?
50% of me likes Yale, and the other 50% likes LSU. But I think LSU gets it done. I like Auburn a lot.
Who's Auburn playing?
New Mexico State.
Are they playing tomorrow though? I don't see them playing tomorrow. Oh, they are playing tomorrow. Yeah. What's the line? So I guess I'm taking New Mexico State. So I should take New Mexico State then.
Okay. Yeah, I would. I'll probably bet Florida State on the money line. I'll be watching. I'll be looking to bet that game live. If Florida State on the money line gets like reasonable, I will bet that. Belmont, Maryland, I'm staying away. Lean Belmont though, just because of the inconsistency of Maryland. You know, sometimes Bruno Fernando decides to play, sometimes he doesn't. So I'm staying away from that game. Northeastern. Gonzaga? Well, I'm just going down the line. Northeastern, Kansas. I probably still lean Northeastern at 6.5, even though I bet it already at 8.
So I should take Kansas at 6.5.
Probably, yeah. I think Florida gets the job done against Nevada. I think Marquette gets the job done against Murray.
I think Marquette should. If Marquette actually start shooting the way they're supposed to, they'll win that game by double digits. You know.
Trigger
Murray's
under 81 second half. St. John's. Sean says Nevada all day. I can't.
Well,
I mean, they couldn't. They looked bad against Mountain West teams. I mean, they lost to San Diego State twice and Utah State. Pass on me. I think Nevada's a fraud.
Well, the reason why that bet from Trickerman's so good is because in order to get over 81, you're going to have St. John's contribute. And we all know that's not happening. Oh!
Sean, do you think that Nevada's better than LSU? They beat them twice.
The Wizards forced overtime, so we can still get this covered, dude. Come on, Wiz. Dude, if we get
did they?
Yeah, it's an overtime. It's 135.
Oh, nice. That would be nice. Yeah, it's a different matchup of Florida drains threes. I don't know.
I just need Big Ten teams to lose because remember how I told you I bet that prop?
I think Montana hangs within 16 of Michigan. I passed. I had no real opinion on the Old Dominion Purdue game. I passed the Villanova game, but I don't hate you for betting Villanova. I think Cincinnati beats Iowa. Oklahoma Mississippi game. I lean Oklahoma. Texas Tech is going to win the game. I don't know if they're going to cover the 13.5. Kind of feel the same way about Kansas State at 6.5, 7. Probably would have looked at Cal Irvine, but now I probably would look at Kansas State. I could definitely see Colgate hanging within 17.5 against Tennessee, so past that game. I like Drake. But that's now we're into the Friday games. Drake plays on Friday -4.5 against Southern Utah. I like them. But that was the rundown as far as what I think. But take that with a grain of salt. The way I've been the last 2 weeks.
Well, as long as you don't send any of those out to your clients, they'll win. Because you've actually been pretty decent. I mean, you've been pretty decent on those on your plays overall. The nightcap is Syracuse and Baylor. I want you to tell me why I shouldn't lay 1.5 with Syracuse against Baylor.
I think it's a coin flip. I probably lean Syracuse, but I think it's a coin flip. Baylor was solid. They had a pretty good year. They weren't terrible in the Big 12, in a tough Big 12 too. But I don't know how many 2-3 zones Baylor saw all year. So I have to lean Syracuse just because of a lot of teams don't play the defense that Syracuse plays. They don't see it all year. Why do people think it's a tough Big 12? Because Kansas State, Texas Tech, Iowa State, and Kansas weren't bad teams this year. How is Iowa State, Texas Tech, and Kansas State mediocrity? What?
Some people got opinions. Texas Tech is pretty good, though.
So is Kansas State. So is Iowa State this year.
But
I think this was a good year for the Big 12. Thank you, Twatty.
This is a good year for Popeye's chicken. Way better than any bullshit KFC tries to fucking shove down your throat. Why would we fade Syracuse? I mean, isn't Jim Boeheim kind of notorious for getting even worse teams than this into the Sweet 16?
Syracuse always wins a game. Yeah, I agree.
Steve says he's not as high on Texas Tech as he used to be.
They probably had 5 teams in the top 25 90% of the year.
That's a pretty decent average.
You think?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not good at thinking, but I think that.
I mean, yeah, they're not North Carolina and Duke, but I mean, nobody is.
That is very true. The Wizards just aren't doing us any favors, man. They forced overtime, and now they're down by 4 again.
Yeah, I just don't see a lot of spots to really make money that I personally. TCU is starting to pull margin. They're up 9 with 15 minutes left in the second half, but the line is only what the opener was, up 9 with 15 minutes to play.
Sean's not going over -5. So Sean knows what's what. That's a game I'm going to be on, Sean. Nova -5. God, we're going to need like double overtime to get the Wizards to cover this fucking spread. Stupid ass Wizards, punk bitches.
Well, the biggest bet for me in the first round is Louisville by a lot of money.
By a lot of money?
Yeah.
So you're going to empty the clip on the very first game of the very first round?
No, I'm not emptying the clip, but that's the biggest bet that I made in the first round.
What do you got on it? Like $50?
No.
50,000?
Oh. I have like 1,100
somewhere in between
1,100 to win 1,000.
So I'm about to say somewhere in between $50 and 50,000.
Yes.
That's a significant amount of money. I don't think you're necessarily that wrong. I think Minnesota is not that good. And I would appreciate if Minnesota kicked off the very first game by losing to get me going on that Big Ten under 5 wins in the first round bet. Because I put some money on. Because I don't see how it loses, so I put some money on that one. So, man, we talked to death on all these games.
Yeah, I know.
So tomorrow I am up. Nova's down to 4.5. There we go. Definitely have to take that one now. That actually, the thing is, like, I haven't bet a lot of these yet because the line movement's been so crazy that I want to, like, a lot of these, I just want to keep waiting and for that line to keep moving down. Because I was like, well, I kind of lean Kansas State, and then everyone's all like, ooh, UC Irvine, and the lines moved. And now it's like, why am I going to bet Nova now when the line opened at 5? It's already down to 4.5. So now I'm thinking by the time the game tips tomorrow at like 6:20, it could be at like 4 or even 3.5. I mean, maybe not 3.5, but it could be down to 4 by then. The same thing with this LSU game tomorrow at 11:40. It opened at 7.5. Now it's down to 7. If I can get at 6.5, so I'm just going to be waiting on some of these lines. to see if they move down or not.
Yeah, but wouldn't you think
But
that the late money is going to be public money, which is going to back LSU?
I don't know. The live line in this Heat Spurs game is 222.5. That's pretty good for me. I needed to get to 213 to hit. So let's go. You probably already forgot that.
TCU's up 12. The line's 14.5. Are they just going to, like, is Sam Houston State going to crawl back in this game, or is TCU just going to blow the doors off?
I think the time's passed. It's past. You passed the time to get any kind of decent number on that game. I just want this Heat Spurs game to get over 211 or no 212.
I don't like anything, man. The only thing I got going is the St. John's bet, and I bet the over in the baseball game that Twatty was on.
What do we like so far here in the Nebraska Butler game? What's the live line in the Nebraska Butler game?
Butler plus 2.5, and the money line is plus 165.
What's the over under?
142.5.
I know, it's breaking my balls, isn't it? That total is going to come right down to the end. I know it. I'm going to be sweating.
I mean, I'm not against taking plus 180 on the money line, and maybe Butler gets the job done.
Yeah, the Wizards cut it down to 2 with like 40 seconds left, so we need a double overtime here. We need double overtime. How lucky would that be if we get a double overtime and then finally cover? But I don't know. The Wizards just don't seem to want to cover this fucking game. And that's moderately irritating. You know, I would be like breaking my screen if I didn't practice proper bankroll management. You know what I'm talking about with proper bankroll management, Jason?
Yes. So you could weather the bad days. I know.
Mm-hmm. So, do we have anything where we want to lay minus 600 in order to win $100?
No.
Wow, Presbyterians. What's the live line on Presbyterian Seattle?
Nothing. It's off the board right now.
Oh man, because Presbyterian's up 7, which now I'm thinking, gee, glad I didn't take Seattle. But at this point, if I did have a live line on it, I'd want to see what I could get on Seattle. Because I'm still not convinced Presbyterian is that much better than Seattle. Maybe they just came out hot and Seattle can come back. But I don't have that as a live game to bet, so that's kind of frustrating. Yeah, that's what's annoying. Like, the most annoying thing about my book is, like, only a handful of the college basketball games I can bet live. So
I think the St. John's game's back.
And the Wizards are going to lose this game, so they're down 5. That one's down the poop hole.
That's why I bet a half unit and not a whole unit.
Yeah, but I'm looking good on my second half over on this Spurs Heat game. That'd be pretty cool if that comes through, especially since I had some losers for about a minute now. Like, I get mad when I lose. I'm like, gosh, dang it, why'd that bet lose? I like bets better when they win.
How many bets have you given out on the show?
I don't know. Here, let me check. The Heat Spurs, second half over 102.
That's still live, right?
Yeah, and then there was 2 second half bets on the Cavs game that lost.
For half units or whole units?
They were full unit plays. And then I told everyone I was on the Butler, Nebraska under. And the game was already on when I got on, but I tweeted it out.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything for the show, though. So the Cleveland game, Cleveland, so you lost 2 units there. And then but you won a half unit on something, right?
Not that I gave out on the show. Because I had bets, but they were like they were like 6 o'clock games that I didn't give out on the show.
So then you're down 2 units and the VIG on the show. I'm down a half unit and the VIG on the show. And then you have this second half bet going.
Well, the Bucks bet was I risked 1 unit because it was a.
I counted it. Oh, the Bucks. Oh, so then you're down 3 units.
No, the Bucks Cavs game. I had the Bucks live money line, which lost, and the Cleveland Cavaliers team total over in the second half, which lost.
Oh, right. And you have a total. Oh, yeah, but you hit a total, and but that North Dakota State game had already started.
It already started. Yeah, I tweeted that out. The game already started. So the bets I gave out on the show that I've lost were the Bucks and the Cavs, and then the other bets that I gave out on the show that are still live is the Nebraska under 143.5.
Right.
And then I live bet this Spurs Heat second half total over 102.
Okay, and I'm down a half unit and have the Johnnies, so we're down just under 3 units with the VIG right now. And then you have 2 bets going right now, and I have St. John's.
Yeah, so that Butler Nebraska game is going to come all the way down to the fucking wire, dude.
I didn't count the total. I didn't count our unit count though yesterday, because when I tweeted it out today, we were still up 56.76 units. So I have to add that in with today.
Steven, that's a great question. That's a question I'm trying to answer to myself.
Well, they didn't have Antetokounmpo.
Trigger Man is giving you blasphemy, Jay. I just read that he's telling you to jump on Nebraska live. I mean, why would anybody want to bet Nebraska basketball live? I mean, let's just all agree that that's something we don't do.
They're up 5 right now, and the live line is 5.5.
Stupid Huskers.
St. John's going to the free throw line for 3. So they could cut it to 10 with 18 and a half minutes.
I mean, as long as St. John's loses by 1, we're all happy. Am I right?
Honestly, yeah, I would be happy. I wouldn't care.
Oh, I was kind of upset. Damn it. You make it hard for me to troll you when you don't get mad about it. So we have a game coming up that's like about to tip off any second now.
Mustafa Heron averages 15 points a game. We're in the second half. He has 0 points. 0.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So who the fuck is Hampton and why are they in a conference tournament? I'm looking at the CIT tomorrow, and Hampton's in it, 14-15, and they're a 9-point favorite against St. Francis. Wow.
TCU maintaining a 12-point lead right now. Sam Houston State is plus 15.5.
The Wizards finally packed it in a lost game. So get this, Jake. Every team in the NBA won today except for one. You have one guess as the one home team in the NBA that did not win today.
The Knicks.
And they lost. And not only did they not win, they lost by 21 points.
Good. It wasn't enough. Over in the Oakland A's game, Steve.
I just saw some news. You know that New Zealand has banned assault weapons and whatnot? Just a couple days after their massacre. That's kind of discouraging. It's like they didn't even give thoughts and prayers a try.
Let's go,
They have one mass shooting and they just ban guns. Well, fucking communists over there, I tell you what.
Like they banned guns, or they did like common sense like background checks, or they actually banned guns?
It says they banned assault weapons, which I don't even know what that means. What's an assault weapon?
AR-15.
Last I checked, I mean, I don't know if you've ever fired an AR-15, but you know they're pretty cool, right?
No, but I know, but that's probably what they banned. I've never fired one, no. I have a shotgun, a rifle.
Of course you haven't.
I have a shotgun, a rifle, and a snub nose 38. But I've never fired like an assault rifle or anything like that.
Well, that's because you're a communist from New Jersey. We all know that you guys don't.
I mean, what do I need? How many guns do I need to own? 11? Like, what's the number?
I'm just giving you shit, dude. No, but my point is like New Zealand, that fucking shooting happened a few days ago. They've already passed a ban on assault weapons. And I'm like, so they're seriously not even want to give thoughts and prayers a try?
Yeah, I know that thoughts and prayers work really well too.
I know. I'm like, come on, guys. You ain't even gonna do a few thoughts or prayers? You're just gonna go right to banning guns and taking away people. Okay, enough on that topic. I don't want to like set off like anybody in the chat. Oh, you know how people get on both sides of that gun control debate.
Bill Gates joins Jeff Bezos as only 2 members of the $100 billion club. Sweet mother of God.
Like, here's what I want to know, though. Like, after the first $5 billion, like, what do you want to do with the other $95 billion? I mean, there's literally nothing you can do with $100 billion that you don't already do with $1 billion. I mean, you know, a steak only costs so much money. You know, like, you can only ride one yacht at a time. You know, like, you can only have how many? I mean, if you have $1 billion, you still have a house on both coasts and in Vegas, and you can rent whatever home you want when you travel to the Caribbean or overseas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the difference? Like, what's the difference between $100 billion and like $2 billion? I think
probably
it's the same thing.
Probably not a lot.
I mean, mathematically, obviously, the difference is $98 billion is the difference between $100 billion and $2 billion. But lifestyle-wise, you're right. I don't really think there's a lot of difference in your lifestyle between that much money. So, like, what's the real point?
Is Keanu Reeves, like, broke? They're making a Bill and Ted 3.
What?
They're making a Bill and Ted 3. Summer 2020.
Well, what's the name of the guy in Bill and Ted that was with him?
Random white guy. I think
well, random white guy is the one that's spoken. And Keanu Reeves is just doing this as a favor to him so he can pay his mortgage. Does that sound unreasonable to you?
No.
You think that's the real thing here? I think that's probably what it is. I think that's what we're getting at here is random white guy's the one that's broke.
Clarence Thomas breaks 3-year silence from the Supreme Court. For the first time since 2016, Clarence Thomas asked questions from the bench.
Well, that's funny because in 2016 was the first time in a decade. He doesn't ask questions from the bench.
Like, why not?
Clarence Thomas? One thing, this is probably like super nerdy and political, but I've like watched documentaries on like the Supreme Court before. Like, do you know, apparently the oral arguments are just fucking show for the lawyers. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Literally like the oral arguments don't apparently like overall don't really mean that much for the Supreme Court because they already have gotten all of their they've already reviewed the cases. They've already done all of their studies. They've already done all their case law. They've already done everything like that, all their background work on all these cases before they ever get to oral arguments. And like literally 99% of the time, every single Supreme Court justice has already made up their mind on how they're going to rule on the case before it ever goes to oral argument. So like literally the oral argument is really just there for like show so the lawyers can feel good about themselves. Oh, Steve, yeah, I'll let that one go. Oh boy, yeah.
Marcus Smart ejected for shoving Joel Embiid. How about that?
Mm-hmm. Nebraska's not only going to fucking win, they're going to fucking cover this goddamn game. Then that makes me mad. That burns in my craw.
Adam says, Stephen Ross with the high heat racism. Leave Steve
that
alone.
was a comment that I was just gonna. That was a comment I was just gonna leave.
Leave Steve alone.
Leave that one alone.
I
made a joke on it. I made a joke on his name one time in front of my husband, and I was very, very quickly. It was very quickly let it known to me to never use that term again.
Fair enough.
So, yeah. But the funny thing is, like, my husband refers to them in the same term. But that's strictly like he says that's strictly just not something or to ever refer to a black person as. I'm not talking about the N-word either. That's obvious. Like, everybody knows that.
Tim Beckham has the first bat flip of the 2019 MLB season.
All right. We need more of those, though. We need more bat flips. There's one thing I love, and I'm not lying. It's the bat flips. Man, I need a few more points down the stretch of this freaking Heat Spurs game. They're going to make me sweat, aren't they?
TJ Dillashaw has voluntarily relinquished the title after what he called an adverse finding in a previous test for drugs.
An adverse finding, as in he tested positive for steroids.
To all my fans, I wanted to be the first one to let you know that USADA and the NYSEC has informed me of an adverse finding in a test taken for my last fight. While words can't even begin to express how disappointed I am at this time, please know that I'm working with my team to understand what has occurred and how to resolve the situation as quickly as possible. Out of fairness and respect to the rest of my division, I've informed the UFC I will voluntarily relinquish my title while I deal with this matter. I want to thank you in advance for the support. Wow. That sucks, man. He's awesome.
20 bringing up a really good point, and I'm kind of with him on that. Is the preview to Us? Like, how fucking creepy does that movie look, man? That movie looks scary as shit.
It's funny you say that because I love Jordan Peele, and I was just clicking on an article that says Jordan Peele is so intentional, he's a walking shining homage. The Get Out and Us writer is known for being purposeful with every shot of film, and that deliberate nature is starting to shine through in his personal wardrobe choices. Wow, bro. He's literally like walking to interviews dressed up in exactly what Jack Nicholson wore in The Shining. That's fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic.
Like, when the hell did
100%
Key and Peele
100%
turn into like what? Like, when the hell did Key from Key and Peele turn into like this amazing horror movie?
Bro, he's a fucking.
Like, who the hell saw that one coming?
He's like a movie genius. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, when the hell did that happen? That he turns into like this. All right, we got there. The Heat Spurs second half over got there.
So was that a 1 unit play or a half unit play?
It was a 1 unit play.
Okay, so we're down a little under 2 units on the night, but we did really well last night. So sad. The Johnnies are down 9 with 15 minutes to play. They're still alive. It's not over yet.
Yeah, if we can only get them to lose by 1. God damn it. What? Why did shit the bed so bad here? This just makes me so mad. You know? God, this is frustrating.
Tomorrow, Dale, well, Thursday and Friday at 5 o'clock, I'll be on. Saturday and Sunday, I'll be on all day and night with Ant. We'll be on from like 12:30, 1 o'clock to like 5, and then like take 2 hours off and then come back at it. Big days ahead this weekend.
You think I want to look at your face that much?
Sorry. I'll be on I'll be on the Fantasy Sports Network tomorrow at 7:20.
Oh, that's hilarious. Fantasy Sports, is that on Sirius XM or?
Yeah, it's on television actually in like 30 cable markets. It's on Sirius or XM. It's on like 200 radio stations across the country, I think. And then obviously you can find it on YouTube, Amazon. It's everywhere. It's the biggest fantasy sports network in the country that now focuses at least half the time on gambling.
So you don't know what channel on Sirius XM it is?
No. Let me look. I'll let you know.
It'd be nice if your Johnnies would just make like a nice little 12-0 run here or something. Oh, look at that. They missed a fucking three-pointer. Then they got the offensive rebound. That's pretty cool of them. And of course they turn it over after they get the offensive rebound because they're St. John's. See, this is why Chris Mullen's an alcoholic.
Yeah, it's on Rogers Cable, Cablevision, RCN, Eastlink. It's on a bunch of different well, I don't know what's IPTV. I don't know what that is. It's I can't find it. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not on. I know it's on Roku. It's on Apple TV, Amazon Fire, a bunch of cable markets. I'm on the Fantasy Sports Wikipedia page, but what I don't see. I don't see. It doesn't say anything about Sirius, so maybe it's not on Sirius.
Mm-hmm.
Or I mean, you could just go to the Fantasy Sports YouTube page. They have the shows there for the TV sets because they're on television, so you could just watch the show there too. iHeartRadio, yeah.
All right.
So it's always fun to hang out with Dane and Joe for a couple minutes.
So tomorrow morning we're all on the over in the Seattle Mariners game.
Yeah, over 9. Yep, I bet that.
Yeah, I also threw a little on that alternate over 12.5 at plus 275. So I hope that hits. Games I've already bet was Old Dominion, North Carolina, the under 149.5 on Colgate, Tennessee, under 142 State Houston, under 137.5 on Northern Kentucky and Texas Tech. Games I'm going to be looking to bet, but have not yet, mainly because I'm just looking for the line movement, because there's been a lot of line movement on some of these. Jay is big on Louisville against Minnesota. I'm looking to bet LSU. I'll probably tell them on that Louisville game. I don't think Minnesota's any good either. I'm also keeping an eye on the line on Florida State. I think Florida State should win that game by double digits, but I kind of want more of an overlay. So if we can get this line down to 8, I'm looking if we can get it to 8. I'll probably throw a half unit on Florida State. Kansas, at what number do we have to take Kansas? It's already down to 6.5. Marquette versus Murray State, it's at 3.5 right now. If it gets to 3, I have to take Marquette on principle. I know Jay I think Jay already bet it at -4. If it gets to -3, then I'm going to have to just take Marquette on principle alone. Passing Nevada, passing Kentucky. Villanova's down to -4.5. If it gets down to 4, I'm definitely betting that. I was curious about Montana when they're at plus 16.5. Now they're all really down to plus 15, so I'm going to pass. I bet Old Dominion at plus 13. It's at plus 12.5 now. So that's up to you. I'm looking at Syracuse -1.5. If it gets to -1, I'm definitely going to take it. I'll bet it at -1.5, but I'm going to wait and see if I can get a -1. That's the final game of tomorrow. So those are the games tomorrow, the ones I've already bet and the ones I'm looking at.
I don't have NIT games tomorrow. FAU, Charleston Southern, San Fran, Hampton, Kent State, UL Monroe, Cal Fullerton against Cal State Bakersfield. I don't really I mean, maybe I would probably lean FAU against Charleston Southern. No real opinion on any of the other games, though. I like Drake, though, on Friday. I'm betting that.
Who they play?
Southern Utah. Line is 4.5. So I'll probably bet the money line on Drake to get the job done. And then on Saturday, Texas State's playing FIU. Texas State's -8. They're a better team, but I'm not sure if they're going to cover the 8. I'll probably pass on that game. I'll have to cap these all, though. See where I stand.
Raptors Thunder halftime 63-55 Raptors. How do you not take the over 52.5 on the first team total for the second half?
On who? Which team?
The Raptors Thunder. They're playing right now. They're at halftime is Raptors +5. The total is 111, but the team total on the Raptors, which is what I'm looking at, is 52.5.
What's the team total on OKC?
57.5.
OKC, man.
I'm taking that 52.5.
They score in such spurts. They could be down 12, and then you blink, and they're up 3.
Well, I'm betting the Raptors team total over 52.5.
Raptors team total. Put that in the chat. Raptors second half team total over 53.5.
52.5.
52.5. And what's the juice?
Yeah. 130. Yep. I was about to sign off, but that play just like fucking hit me right in the head when I looked at it. So now that I got that one out there, go ahead and call it a night. I got a new job in the morning.
Oh, so nice, man. I totally forgot about that, bro. Good luck. What time you gotta be there by?
Like 8 a.m.
Well, good luck.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and bid you good night, sir.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks everybody for joining the chat.
We're out of here. Tomorrow we'll be on at 5. I mean, and obviously, if you need a little time, if you're not ready, just come on whenever you can. I don't know what the schedule looks like. 5 is 4 o'clock your time, so.
Yeah, I mean, you basically want me to come on with no dinner, huh?
So do whatever you got to do, and then just come on when you can. But we'll be on tomorrow at 5. Big day tomorrow. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun weekend for sure. We got college basketball all week, UFC fight night. We got NASCAR race, golf tournament. Tons of shit to win money at. So,
got some bets in the golf tournament.
Oh, yeah. Well, give them out tomorrow. Actually, you can't give them out tomorrow. Yeah. Morning. What do you got?
I just threw like little pieces out there on Joaquin Neiman to win at 100-1. Rafa Cabrera Bello at 40-1 and Bubba Watson at 45-1 to win.
All right, good job tonight, Trigger. Trigger killed it for everybody in the chat. So good job, man. I'll figure out after all the games go final. I'll figure out the unit count for the last 2 days and put it up. And we'll be back here tomorrow at 5. That's it. Back after this.
All right. Good night.